Oi, oi. Touch of British, martinliedtke speaking. Double wiggly flat thumbs to infinity thrice, and welcome back to what will be a super fantastic flat today. Just check my com. Okay, my comms are in order. Good to see you, Dave. Waffles house is in the house. This is going to be a ton of fantastic, guys. Okay, so do hold on. Okay, this is just going to be a roller coaster ride. You're going to love the juice in this because there's been some just crazy synchronicities behind the way this post that I will bring to you tonight came together. So very, very, very juicy indeed. Okay, there'll be a lot of wow moments. That's a bit later on. Okay, now brace yourselves. Calm down, calm down, calm down. I can feel that vibe coming from here, guys. What you need to do is calm down. Okay, let's get all loosey goosey. Okay, it's the best way to approach things. Let's get all like take breaths, get all loosey goosey. Okay, and get in with the vibe because this is going to be a ton of fantastic. You're going to need to hold on to your hats, your happy hats. Okay, feeling it? Okay, so there's my son who's Welsh Dragon Metals. Who is Lawrence Liedtke? Thumbs up in the chat. It's good to see you, son. And Juan Truth is in the house. So, as you can see in the title, a lot of excitement. Countdown all will be revealed very, very shortly. Da, da, da. I don't think they've ever seen anything like me in America. So this goes down. It won't be like Prince Hakeem, maybe nothing like Prince Hakeem or Crocodile Dundee. Nothing like that. Okay. We're quite civilized us here in Wales, you'll find. So anyway, later on, we're going to look at some of the best evidence that you will see anywhere on the internet, I think, anyway, for evidence for plasma reset. Now, I intended for these pictures to come to me because I have to basically have my hangout with Jason Bashirs talking about plasma reset only a week or so ago. Anyway, I got thinking about these images that I had once of my brother, Artes Liberates, and I was like, oh, I wish I could get all of them photographs that he gave me once, and I can't find them. Like magic, just sends them to me. It's like just like the psychic telephone, and I was only asking him in my mind. It's like, well, let's not look into that too much. Like literally everything that I wanted, he sent to me, and I was just like, wow, that is a super synchronicity thing. I'm just going to ride that. Okay. But what we are going to propose in this post, guys, okay, through evidence that I am going to show you, which is quite mind-blowing, is that there was some sort of major plasma discharge event that took out the classical world, which in my mind is the second classical world, not 2,000 years ago, but quite recently, like in the medieval period. Okay, all of those apocalyptic biblical events, if you like. I'm going to show you evidence for that. Now, there clearly is a civilization up and running after the plasma reset, because you can see all of Tartaria and they seem to be unspludged. But there is one of the resets in the past. Let's just call it, let's just imagine this place is, a movie set. And they left the scenery behind from their Rome movie, because that antiquity is everywhere or splattered around the Mediterranean and Europe, isn't it? And everywhere else, really. And this antiquity all fell asunder around the same time. They do give you different timescales between, I guess, Troy and the fall of Rome and whoever the Greeks were. But it's all a colloquial term anyway for all of the same people. They're all togas. What have the Romans ever done for us anyway? It's a bit of a joke, because guess who's still in charge, or thinks that they were in charge? So anyway, I'm from Great Britain. And as you know, today, or may not know, they're doing this like weird, unbelievably sickening, tragic waste of taxpayers' money. There's shit tons of homeless people on the streets of London. Yeah, they've like piled the streets full of people who are just soaking wet, waving little flags, going Sieg Heil. to this like strange German family. I don't get it myself personally, but there's like 1 or 2 people that go for it. But you know, they believe a lot of weird stuff, don't they? As we have all found out this week. So it has been a really interesting week on Flat Earth British. So, welcome 244 of you. Please share this out, okay? Because there's going to be fantastic juice in this, and you're going to have your minds blown apart shortly. Okay, I'm letting you all roll up, and roll up a roll up for the greatest show on Earth. So, I interviewed Tom Campbell, the famous physicist, this week. You may have seen that. It was only yesterday. That was highly interesting, and I got a lot out of him. And it was, you know, I did have about 1 trillion questions, but I didn't really want to bug the guy because he came over bringing love and good intent. So I didn't want to, like, incur see if he had any mistrust in anything that was going on in the background, which obviously not in a conspiratorial frame of mind. So I tried, but I wasn't going to go there. Out of respect, but geez, what a I was suffering some sort of heart attack there. I was having a bit of a bursting out of my body. I'm dying to open my mouth moment, but I kept it on, and which is really difficult. I'm not actually sure if he knew that I was actually Flat Earth British, but it doesn't matter, does it? You know, the irony of Flat Earth British and one of the most famous physicists. Let's not lie. It was fantastic, and I'm very blessed. Anyway, so we're going to look at later evidence for Delphi in Greece. Okay, we're going to look at Pompeii, the earliest photographs ever taken, which were in 1870. I'm going to give you a brief reminder of the bullshit narrative of they didn't know this place didn't even existed for 2,000 years, apparently, since its fall or whatever, since Vesuvius went fat. They didn't even actually know it was there till 1709. No, Pompeii, Herculaneum, never heard of before that point, apparently, whatever. We'll have a little look at that later. So we're going to start here. I'm going to show you a little video presentation to get you in the mood. As you can see in the title, Flat Earth British is indeed coming to America, going to Texas land. I'm coming, and I'm going to do a little convention meet thing, which you can see linked up in the descriptions box below and in the chat feature, and I'll be linking it right the way through the show. So this has been long overdue for nearly a decade, hasn't it? So how far would you actually travel to come and give Martin a hug? How much would you spend? What would you do to come and hang out with me all day? And we could have a big Flat Earth British loving. Honestly, they just haven't seen anything like me. It's going to be fantastic. Yeah, I'm going to bring tartaria to America land. Do you think they can cope? Yeah, sure they can cope. So that's what we're doing anyway. That's all in the planning and more beyond. So that's like in the next week or so. So brace yourselves. So I'm going to show you a little video presentation that was made. I'm going to come back, give you all a few shouts. We're going to take it loosey-goosey. Okay. Woohoo. Sure, you're in the next video here. Front row seat. Woohoo. Martin in Texas. I've got a sneaking suspicion they won't have seen anything like me. Maybe in the Clash tour of 1978, something like that. But I don't think since. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. I'm going to take all of you on every inch of this ride and this journey, guys. Okay, we're going to all enjoy it together, and it's going to be fantastic for the whole community. Okay, so America, this is your chance to meet Flat Earth British. I'm coming over with that Flat Earth British vibeness and love because I need a hug. I need my Flat Earth British compadres in America land to come and give me a big fat hug. I'm going to give you a big fat hug as well. Does that sound fantastic? Okay, so let me just share a video that was just made for me by lovely India, who's a listening media, which just goes to, she's having a Rizzler crisis, and as we all know in this realm, it's pretty bad, a Rizzler crisis, isn't it? We're gonna, mess around with like sticking bastard papers together anyway, yeah, what a stupid thing. So so I'm going to share a video now that was made by India. Please share this out. As I said, it's going to be fantastic and it's going to be very enjoyable. Okay. Just give me a second. Okay. Just play be handy. Stop that right there. I don't believe there was any volume on that at all, was there? And I want a volume on that, so I'm just going to present screen again because it must have another option, because this thing is just daft as all fucks always. Don't worry. We will manage. Shit audio. Excuse my language. Not. There you are. Okay. Let's start over with that. Groovy video made. Buckle in. Actually just make them turn on one another and fight one another in wars. So we won't be running. Well, with a Tartarian subject, it's actually not a secret that this place is in a reset cycle. Okay, that it is destroyed over and over again. The Holy Bible, Homer's Iliad, Bhagavad Gita. You know, you could name all of the religious texts, all have an apocalyptic theme. With the Bible, it was Noah's flood. Okay, but they're also including at the end of the New Testament, the book of Revelations, which many people think is the outcoming of what is happening in these days, because it seems to be a bit of a template for the New World Order. So Noah's flood. So the idea is that there was, just prior to this civilization that we're in now, which is a maritime civilization based on maritime law, the banking system, and everything can trade, is what I would regard as the Phoenicians, which they might regard as ancient Rome. And the idea is that I think that the flood of Noah was, and all of the biblical events were in this last millennium just gone. I really do think that they were the first half of the last millennium. I think Noah's flood was just prior to, probably prior to the Renaissance period. And I see us as a post-apocalyptic survivors. The evidence is in the artwork, is in the records. I have pulled up for the last, you know, since I've been doing this 5 years. And like I said, Super duper cool. Thank you for that, Angel. That's absolutely fantastic. So as you can see, let me just show you here. Flight of British comes to America. You can see this linked up kindly just now by our hippie shake. Okay, that's a local church, local to me actually. I suppose one of the oldest churches in Wales, so they say. Anyway, so I will be in Houston, Texas on Saturday, the 3rd of June. Okay, for presentations, and meet you all up and then hang out and have a good time. Have a big flat earth British loving style. Bring a new thing to America land. So there it is. Okay, British styly, which I'm sure will be perfectly acceptable. So it's in sort of just north of downtown Houston. Let's just bring that up. Which I'm very excited about visiting, by the way, because it's the 4th biggest city in America, and it's just there. Okay, it's not too far. So make plans. Yeah, come and make it a date. Come and see me. This is like, and then on from there, it's hopefully not going to be just a one-off. Okay, this is to get the ball rolling. Think of me as Led Zeppelin's first tour of America. Okay, start somewhere. And then on from there, and there are bigger things planned, but this one is the first. Okay, and I will be there 3rd of June in Houston, Texas. There's any questions, get on this site, which is also linked below, and there is a chat community. Just join the membership there. And I think some already have. I'm not sure. Oh, no. Anyway, you can get on there, and any questions, it will be constantly updated. So everybody keeps up to speed with developments and everything that is going to be going on. Okay. That is all linked down below in the descriptions box. Okay. So that's for the group. We can have a little Flat Earth British group and discuss all the excitement that is about to hit, or splat, I should say, splat America. I'm gonna Brian splat all over you, and I'm going to do that again in this post now. So are you excited about that? 330. Thank you for that video, India. That was really delightful. Sorry about the audio. I should have muted my microphone, but it was a really good video. Thanks. So let's get a few of you shouts. Okay, there's no point in hurrying a Murray, is there? We're not going anywhere. Okay, you're not going to go and watch the Cora Bleeding Nation, are you? Or you're not in America anyway, probably don't know about all that. I tell you, I did see them. Me and my son were watching a clip of an American narration of the coronation. And it was completely un-PC, honest to God. They just, I guess in that they didn't think any British people were watching. We want to see what they were saying. Weren't favourable. I thought it was fantastic. It's not very democratic, is it? You know, a monarchy, whatever. Anyway, welcome Justin Howard. Brian Johnson splat. Yeah, this is nothing like a Brian splat. What's that about? Fanny's your aunt. We got a Fanny Street in Cardiff, funnily enough. Well, there you are. What coronation? Nobody gives two shits anymore about all that. In fact, they had a load of protesters, but I think they all got arrested. It's like they've gone double nuts in Ireland as well. Believe it or not, this week they made it apparently illegal to say anything outside of the mainstream. So anything conspiratorial is not to be said in Ireland, otherwise the Garda will come and have you. As insane as that sounds, a bit like Nazi Germany, but apparently that's the case. So yeah, like I said, a busy week. I had an interview with Sol Luckman, who is he's that Jewish lawyer off of Breaking Bad, isn't he? But in this incarnation, it is Crow Rising. So I was on there this week, and I did a post of that or a grab of that this week for you to share with you. Let's go over there to Crow Rising. Does really good stuff on simulation, etc. And I interviewed the famous physicist Tom Campbell yesterday, all in 1 week. And of course, our cakes last week, which was fantastic, as I'm sure you all agree. So Pamela, who woohoos, just like, honest, your house must be exploding with love. I can't even imagine. It must be just love bombs all over your wall. It must be a devastation of flower petals and Stuff. Love stuff. Corona Nation. Yeah, Michelle, you got it. Like, well, the thing is, I'm Welsh. We don't really give a shit about all that, you know. Yeah, the short hair looks dope. Makes you look a lot younger. Oh, thanks, Alicia. Yeah, cheers. It's all bollocks anyway, that aging process, because basically that is just part of the program as well. Prove that like real time is not a thing. Okay, like time. Okay. Just stop it. There's only the now. It's not the past or the future, it's just the nows. Okay, the future nows are there, so we just haven't got to them just yet. But we are connected to them. Kimmy, just haven't happened yet. But they have happened then, in the future now. Artie, good to see you, lovely. Moo, and an E-O for all the donkey fans. Jenny, and Skull, what's happening, my brother? And Squizzle Sniper. So, yeah, they're getting rid of all of that. Ooh, I got a bad pain in my arm thing on flights and stuff, like sort of this week or next week, which allows me now to travel to the US, which is glorious. So come and meet Flat Earth British. I will give you updates right the way through the week, right the way through this vlog. But we're going to get into some juice now. Cam Doc, love the show here. Oh, thank you. Trek, good to see you. Senru, yay. Hey, yay. More sheep. Let's 60. No, don't go there. Anything it's got anything to do with anything. Anything that's attached to anything. Matrixy things. Ugh. People start things. No. The date you want, a date, you're going to get it, Martin. Woo! But British, American land. It's flying. Okay. Square Sniper. Laura, let's behave. Okay. Satellite. Let's observe our behavior. Responsible adults. Clone, good to see you. Which we are. Okay. And the Night Terrors and the Gremlins are real. Yeah, even Tom Campbell, a physicist, he just said I had a foot in either dimension, which, yeah, pretty much nails and explains all that strangeness. But let's not think about that. Let's think about plasma melting the shit out of this place, which is covered in some of the classics, like Homer's Iliad, for example. Talks about the fall of Troy, talks about all of this, like super duper lightning, which is not like lightning now, causes like, blitzes cities, like, and melts them. But some of the images I will show you in this a bit later are just incredible. Temples that literally look like they were made of butter and a knife just cut through them, just slices. You can imagine, how that could have possibly happened outside of a plasma hitting it direct, a major lightning bolt, or some sort of plasma weapon, an electromagnetic weapon, like Fasci's weapon. Maybe that was what it was. Giant war, tartaria, Phoenicians, and electromagnetic weaponry. And, that's what happened to the Sahara Desert, as I proposed in my first book and in the series Great Secret Never Told. That once North Africa was green and full of beautiful, glistening cities and arid environment. And then it turned to dust. And the maps like literally tell you about it. So all of this has happened, like, we'll say recently, where the classical world that is like all along the North African coast, the Carthaginians, etc., all the way to Barbaria, are also blitzed. There was an apocalypse that happened. Okay, so we're going to look at some images for that. Right, let me just welcome a few more of you. Okay, we got 381 of you turned up. That's super fantastic, great. Flat and Firmamental Atlantis. Cardiff Cannabis March next Saturday. Anyway, Cannabis March 420 next Saturday. That's where I live, Cardiff. So Stu, good to see you, bro. Good to see you keeping up the good fight, my brother. Memory Man, good to see you. Look in, good to see you too. Okay, so we're going to bring a bit of that Welsh love, which is definitely needed. I'm going to bring it over stateside. I'm going to show you what it's all about. Okay? FUB styly. Never been done before, guys. Get yourself, world. It will never be the same again. Yeah. The future of mankind, okay, will never be the same again. Or womankind. Will never be the same again. Coming to America, King Martin, kingdom, freaking king me. We don't need kings. We don't need any of it. We don't need some bullshit anyway. We just, all of that's going to be gone. It's not even a thing to even be spoken of, I think. Kingages. Whatever. Anyway, I noticed, well, me and my son actually brought it up earlier, you never get like the Queen or the royals ever visiting Russia, do you? You know, you've never seen actually like, you know, Prince Charles, the King, or the Queen in any of my memory. There she is in Australia, little flag wavers, Canada, little flag wavers, even America, little flag wavers, sky clappers. Oh, aren't they cute? But never Russia. So they probably got to plumb up their bum about like the fact that they killed all their relatives, you know, the Romanovs were their cousins after all. So I'm guessing they got a bit of a tude about that. Yeah, that's it. So, okay, solved. They're never going to go to Russia. Okay. I tell you, somebody else is never going to go to Russia as well. Is that Harry and that other, whatever that thing is he's with. Nobody likes him anymore. Hollywood don't like him. The Royals don't like him. And he's going to be picking fucking pennies up in the streets soon. And nobody will give a shit. They'll kick him in the ass when he picks it up. I mean, that's called karma and being a greedy sausage. Anyway, Face Diaper, good name. Anyway, thanks, Better Bear. Love this channel. It is pretty funky channel, isn't it? Okay. See what happens when you don't like do like rule stuff. Cowgirl in Arizona. I've been playing Cowgirl in the Rain like quite often. You know, Neil Young's actually one of my all-time favorites. So I'm having my like Neil Young revival moment at the moment. That and Casey and the Sunshine Band, because I'm your boogeyman. That's what I am. I'm here to do whatever I can. Bring it early morning, late afternoon, or at midnight. It's never too soon. Okay. You're having that Casey and the Sunshine Band moment in your head, guys. Okay, well, just stay with that moment, okay, for the rest of this vlog. Wow. Did you mention the Ramones, watery? Ramones, shit in a bucket. Shit in a bucket. What was ever good about the Ramones? No, really. Let's get this out in the open now. What was good about them? They couldn't play music. They were shit. You're on Ramone. He's such a drip. He's not a real punk rocker. He probably never even had a fight. Anyway, that's just me. I'm not a Ramones. I was never a Ramones fan. I was more your Exploited or UK subs. Just saying. Anyway, Catherine, Squizzle Sniper, who is my longest ever in the history of Flat Earth British moderator, who's probably been there since week 1. Susan. So thanks, Nathan. Sticking around. You've seen it all, haven't you? So Cowgirl in the Rain is an excellent song, though. It's nighttime in Britain now. No, we got a bit of lovely stuff there, Charlotte. It's just going to get dark, and I've got candle lit. I've got a mermaid. Got a load of people, 400 of you. So now we're going to have a funky time. Now we're going to talk about reset. Buckle in. I'll show you some groovy images, groovy photographs. These first. Oh. Stop me in the name of love. Zach was all like emotional last night. I could feel the love because like I love Zach and Cammy and then in American lands. And guess where I'm going to be going? Oh, we're going to work something out, my brother Zach. Yeah. Literally, I'm going to have to just keep you in my praise. Keep you all. I'm going to keep you all. Aw, it's not fair. Right, Susan, good to see you. So something just came up on my feed then about like Russell Brand saying something derogative about the Royals and that. That is YouTube channel, don't get messed with. Esley, good to see you. And do you like American music? Yes. And coincidentally, my favorite type of American music, some pop confederate, is like Southern music. So it's all that bluegrass, it's all that, and all that rock, like Creedence Clearwater Revival type music. Is where it's at. I like the Black Keys, that sort of thing. So that's where I'm at, Esley, in case you wondered. So yeah, very much like my type of music there, actually, in the Southern states. So coincidentally. So, oh, we got another Bailey in the house. That's in Bailey. We need a few people for 420. Okay, we do. We do need a couple of people. Oh, Zakage. Fat thumbs, baby. Oh, it was great to hear your show last night. Love you guys. I am Realm Media. I've been going there since like, it seems like about a decade now, really, because it is. That's why. ZZ Top, they're still out. Still banging away. We love a bit of ZZ Top. Okay. Because every girl's crazy about her. You know it. You know it. Okay, you can sing that in your head for a bit as well. Don't get any songs stuck in your head, though. I had that with Baker Street once. Done my head in. I had the same with Mr. Blue Sky as well. That was stuck in my head for a fucking whole summer. I just kept singing Mr. Blue Sky over and over in my head. It drove me quite mental. Bill, good to see you, my brother. How's everything out there in the world? I'm coming to America, I'm Bill. A bit far from where you are, I know, but Neil Young, losing end. We love Neil Young. Okay, with the Neil Young Appreciation Society tonight. What's this? White Settlement text this year, if work schedule doesn't get met, you down, Martin. There's Martin in Houston. Okay, wow. CCS, awesome. You know it. You know it. Born on the Bayou is my favorite track of theirs, I think. Born on the Bayou. And they do a brilliant version of I Put a Spell on You. His voice is like, I saw Joe Strummer Clash. No, I never seen the Clash, bro. I seen like Mick Jones when he was with Big Audio Dynamite. Never seen the Clash because I don't know. Just never got to see him. So thank you, India. Right, let's get Pointer Sisters. Oh my God, I fucking love them. Go and have a look on YouTube later, not now, okay, at the Pointer Sisters on Soul Train. Yeah. Literally, the guy comes on after saying, like, he was just flabbergasted about how fantastic they were. And good words of peace and love as well, which totally dug. And it was really brilliant. So go check that out later. It's one of my all-time favorite YouTube moments is that Pointer Sisters on Soul Train. So you're learning a lot about me here tonight. So FEMA, good to see you. How's business lately? Don't worry, it'll pick up. FaceTime. And there's beautiful Joe. Okay, let's get into the juice. I've kept you all long enough. So, Son of Overbrook, yeah, book your tickets. Get everyone booking tickets. Get down there. Get down to Houston. Okay, let's get down. You know, where the weather suits my clothes. Do you want me to sing it for you? I'm going where the sun shines brightly through the pouring rain. Because I've been like in a country that's just basically rained for the last, I don't know, 55 years, something like that. We had the odd good day, but nah, mostly shit. What a terrible little island. ELO, best ever, Michael. Okay, let's just get that right. But I got a lot of best evers, so it doesn't matter. But ELO, they're not really evil Illuminati. But I was listening to a lot to Roxy Music this morning, and like give me shivers actually to think about how much like they actually told Brian Ferry about the way the nature of this place, you know. Hard rain's gonna fall. Fucking hell, you get the deeper words into that. Oh my God. And In With the In Crowd as well. All of them songs, reset songs. I'll give you shivers. Quadrophenia. I lived Quadrophenia, Margaret. Okay. I lived Quadrophenia. That was my life for a while. Was going fighting mods on Bank Holiday Monday. It was bloody brilliant. Do it again. Dino, much love to you. Come to Boston. It's 5th hour north. Come down for yourself, Dino. Jump a train. Yeah? Do something like that. Hobo. You got any hobo code words? Get you by? Oh, I'll try and work on it. Yeah, I'm affiliated in the hobos world. Maybe. Hey there, Beetlejuice. Good to see you as well. Much love to you, Beetlejuice. Right, let's get stuck into it. Let me have a drinkage. Make sure to share this out if you would, please. Let's get some audience over. Don't know what everyone's doing tonight. Probably watching all of that brilliant stuff on the television. Because it's all so mind-blowing on the television. Yeah. We got a massive army. Did you see Britain's army? There was about 40 of them. Yeah. We're all ready to take on China, all 40 of us. Anyway, it's all bullshit. Anyway, who cares? So, share screen. Here we go. Buckle in. First, we're going to look at some pictures and just a brief history I will give you of the bullshittery that they tell you concerning Pompeii and Herculaneum. Okay, let's just move on to there. But first, we're going to start here. So the subject is plasma, but I come across after my hangout last week with Archaics, got me thinking about this phoenix that is in the city, which I went and took a photograph of. And I came across this, and it's brand new to me. Now, it will be connected later on, and it will make sense. But there was the destruction of Cardiff market buildings, popular interest in the late disastrous fire in St Mary Street, Cardiff. That's the city where I live in Britain. Does not appear to have yet died out. Judging from the knots of people that hung around throughout the whole of Tuesday in the vicinity of the scene of the configuration, with reference to the rumour to which we have already alluded that the fire may have been due to the agency of electric light. Mr. Deakin, local manager of the company, which furnished Samuel's brothers with the light, desires to point out that no electric light or electric current was supplied after 11:30 p.m. on the Saturday to anyone, thus establishing beyond all doubt that the fire could not have originated this way. So it's a bit of an open court case, but I was completely unaware of any of this fire, and then they build this. Apparently, you know, on top of this is Marconi's studio, where Marconi did his very famous transatlantic first wireless signal. This is a very, very historic building. And this guy, Andrew, somebody or other, anyway, the designer apparently, what does he put over it? The building gets burnt, and he puts a phoenix rising from the flames. And I'm told this scroll here, somebody said in the comments earlier, is to do with the actual royal family that we are now having to have in Britain at the moment, the Germans. So here are the first photographs. Okay, so a plasma reset. Now, to me, Pompeii looks like it was all buried in mud and also a little bit melted, but not as bad as some of the other places you see. But what it looks like to me, it was an inhabited city in the Middle Ages. Now, why would I state that? I'm stating that because some of the bas reliefs that are left in these photographs, which I haven't seen on any later photographs, show you actually medieval ships and shipping, not Roman, and medieval iconography that we completely know, and you will see replicated all across the Mediterranean area, the Bacchusites. So the whole Hermetic story, the Ovidian story. So it's Hermes, it's Bacchus, and what's replicated in all of these apparently separate cultures. So the story is this. Okay, so there's apparently a volcano goes off Vesuvius, and you know, you've all seen the movie, I guess, that they all get like, you know, they hang around, they can't leave Herculaneum port because it's jam-packed, so they all sit around and wait for the pyroclastic flow, which for a couple of thousand degrees, to incinerate them, or get buried in tons of pumice, and then your house collapses and you die. Okay, now Pompeii, these photographs are the first taken from 1870. Okay, now they're telling you that they never knew anything about this place in the whole of our past until 1709, when it's discovered. So nobody knows anything about Pompeii before 1709, apparently. They start excavating it, apparently, in 1738. These photographs you see here are 70, 80, 90 years later. The mud, they haven't excavated it all. And if you know anything about the Pompeii site, only a small percentage has been excavated. There's loads of it still under pumice, ash, and muddage. Yay! As you can see, the deep mud, which is above, much above the level of the city, which you will see in a lot of these photographs. Okay, they've just dug all of the mud out. And you can see some evidence for plasma. But you know, there's no, as I'm going to show you a few examples. I'll show you a Turkish example, which is supposed to be Byzantine, if you like. And I'll show you where the existence of what they say is Troy, which also fell, apparently, according to Homer, in a plasma reset. And I'm going to show you Delphi, the most important city in what was ancient Greece, and Corinth. And I'm going to show you these examples, and we're going to see one common theme, that there's no separation between any of them, and they all fell at exactly the same time. One culture, worldwide, the classical world, completely buried in mud, ash. And okay, so you've been following my channel long enough now, haven't you guys? Okay, so, well, just to, you know, make fairness of a case, we'll say that maybe there was occupiers of Pompeii in maybe 1400s and that they never told you about. But that can't be the case because they never actually discovered it till 1709. So the question is you can see the panpipes. You can probably make out it's Bacchus, but this is a Middle Ages bas relief, not what they would call Roman. And it's not the only one. This place is covered in stuff from the Middle Ages. The classical world, the second, if you like, classical world. So Roman or Middle Ages. Because she looks exactly like what you'd see on a Gothic church anywhere in Europe. She looks like she belongs on the side of Lincoln Cathedral. The Corinthian flowers, petals up. This is all, you know, the opposing Tauruses we see 1,000 times on Flat Earth British. This is all medieval stuff. You can see it's taken some sort of meltage, but you know, the argument about melting, okay, let's have a think about that. Now, you see some of this evidence I'm going to show you a bit later when it looks like buildings have just turned to like soft fudge. If you imagine fudge and you squeeze it with your fingers, that's what happens to these. It could be a mixture of seismic, resonating ground, which could cause, you know, the water that's already there to mix with the earth, which would make what? Mud. To me, this is the fall of the classical world. To me, this is the Armageddon that I'm telling you about. Now look at this. These pieces just left all around. I bet you they got rid of these quick. This is why these early photographs are so valuable. We got is that a phoenix? Sphinx? It's difficult to say, but it is a winged sphinx. Very Babylonian by theme. So it was that deep under the ground, as you could see, under the mud. So the mud is all up here. They don't know anything about it for 2,000 years. It's just supposed to be buried. And then they come up and it's, oh, look, we just found a nation city with all like intact bas reliefs that can tell us all about these people that were occupying this realm before us, this classical world that is this deep below the mud everywhere and ash. Yet it's showing, you know, stuff from the medieval period, which can't be because they didn't know it was there, apparently. And these column tops, sure, you know, these held obviously a roof of some sort. You know, that roof is not there. I'm sure that these columns were suspended something, which don't seem to be there anymore. What happened to that? And these empty streets. Now, there's something with that because I'll show you other evidence in a minute. And what you see of the reset is a lot of places are just smashed to small pebbles. It's not what you get with this. It's like the streets are still intact. These are supposed to be shops, like what we get in the normal day. But, you know, they got blocked windows and stuff, you know, like what we see with the, you know, the window tax, you know, narrative, etc. You know, alterations. Even, you know, what they would Roman alterations and these straight, you know, these streets full of shops seems to have suffered a different sort of thing than what we see in the other ones. I've got to be honest. So anyway, Pompeii. So when you look into it, if you research, have a look for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Look for yourself. If you put a human being in a lava, just lava, there will be nothing left of the human being, only dust. And you'd be lucky to find a bone. in that sort of heat. Pyroclastic flow, okay, that burns at a couple of thousand degrees centigrade, actually. It's like Kelvin 12, I don't know, it's ridiculously hot. Anyway, that apparently completely incinerates a body and doesn't leave any, maybe lucky if you find a bone, but it will all be dust. Yet they show us all of these bodies, apparently people like frozen in a moment. Okay, see one or two of them here, but either they are a psyop and made a plaster in Paris, or some other calcification happened in a completely different form of reset. Where's the rest of this viaduct? It's 1870. Who's cleaned all that stuff away? Roman or from the Middle Ages? Well, it looks clinker built to me, guys. Looks like that's from the Middle Ages with all the decoration too. Got the Roman flat brick, red, you'd expect to see, and you see these everywhere. And the laurel leaf, the ever-present laurel leaf. And what are these? Just a cemetery, or are these at the bottom for columns that are no longer there? Where are the columns? Did they take them away? Oh, just curious. Is that a cemetery? Or are these all for columns that are no longer around? It's the most curious of sights. So, another one of their streets, apparently. The Romans built that 2,000 years ago. It looks like it was there yesterday. It looks like a little face in there. It looks like it could be in it looks a lot better than some streets you see maybe in Cyprus or some country, in 1900. It doesn't look, like, what about entropy? All the different floods, all of the, 2,000 years ago. No. And there she is, smoldering away in the background. So they don't seem to give two shits about Vesuvius in the modern day, because how many people actually live in the midst of Vesuvius? I think it's maybe 10 million people. Not really. And they don't seem to give two shits whether it blows or not. So here's a full of the classical world. Look at that one. Just astounding. Something has happened there. So a bit of a repair, isn't there? Just investigate this. Two different stone types. It's just okay. Well, this cobble's interesting. That doesn't, look very Roman. But all of the whatever was covering it has come off, and this is the, obviously the frontage of that building. Some sort of water feature. Anomalous other blocks hanging around. But can you imagine what this civilization looked like when it was up and running, guys? These great temple entrances. And these are the people that occupy it now. Just nothing to do with it. Look at it. And the people, the technology. Imagine their technologies. And you could look at that. You could think, well, there's a similar thing going on with Mexico and the pyramids. There is, isn't there? And, other sites. And they've left one or two statues and they put them in a little warehouse, which you've got some photographs for. Not sure what these things are. Maybe something to do with hypercost. Not sure. Yeah, so I don't know, somebody reenacting some Roman made up stuff. Very curious, that street. And all of these columns in a circle so close together, kind of wondering what the hell that was. And maybe a well in the middle. But that would make no sense to cover a well in a country that has not that much rain. You wouldn't want to keep the rain out of the well, would you? So I don't know what that is. Curious again. It's all curious. And that, right, so that's the top of a column. The rest is in some sort of base. But what was that a plinth for? And where is that now? Seems to be a lot of missing stuff. And what's this porousness as well? 2,000 years of entropy, rain, storms. Well, these are supposed to be, this is, after all, the Mediterranean. They have maybe 200 days of sun a year or something. They're not like soaking wet countries, are they? So what's these steel things? Did they put them in to hold this? column in place, maybe. Excuse me. And just crazy. But yeah, so the bodies, there's something going on with that. And look at this amphitheater. Amp meaning two, so two purposes for that. I don't think it was for gladiatorial, although it is a bas relief to tell you. But this is acoustic. It's the shape of a year. Something completely different going on with them guys. Completely different. Look at it. Mini half stadium. They did love their theatre, apparently. So that would have been a lot of earth to remove just to see this bit, wouldn't it, guys? I wonder what they do with all the earth after a mud flood. Must be a squillion tons. Oh, look. Now, that is exactly like what you get over the churches of England and Wales. It's Gothic church Phoenician face. Yeah, it's supposed to be on ancient Pompeii, and I'm not seeing anything, none of the feel of Rome. I'm not seeing no Rome. I'm seeing Middle Ages, which would suggest a Middle Ages reset. Oh my God, look at this thing. So that was the original footing. And some come along later, the red brick. So obviously the horizontal red brick is attributed to the Romans, they say. And the rest looks like it's just all melded in together. They've got a wall plate in it to hold it in place. So it's a significant wall, part of a theatre. So they say. And they must have had a window tax in the Roman era because they're blocking up doors left, right, and centre. And I bet they go underground, a lot of them. There's an underground world, sure. So try and imagine it, this Roman West world they had running. This could be just like what I said, guys, you know, just a previous movie set. Just forgotten about. And then we're picking apart, trying to work it all out, and it was just a movie set. The second time we ran with the Roman one. Made no sense to us, really. So we thought we'd dump it with the Roman ideal. We went with this weird Middle Ages one where everyone's in a world of fear and mistrust and hate. And it'd be a frightful world. So these are definitely hypercost here. So the heat would have come in here, and they would have had a floor here, which would have been heating. A bit like you got in your house now. Not. And this dome thing would have been a technology. Something certainly happened to that. Look at the thickness of the walls as well. Interesting. But that guy, he looks in like befuddlement, doesn't he? He's like, what the hell is it all? So yeah, apparently then the fall of the classical world and then the whole of Europe and whatever else all falls into the Dark Ages, what they call, because all of that technology and democracy and civilized living and all of the rest that come along with imperialism, the Roman Empire, disappeared. So they were here in Britain for 400 years and made, you know, Roman Britannia, and never left a legacy. And everyone went double stupid as soon as they all went home and forgot everything. Okay, that makes no sense. Unless there was a reset and all the knowledge was lost. That would make more sense. Okay, which is what happened. So this one looks like it's been in some sort of mud flood. This is quite buried, isn't it? And again, it's looking a little bit too Middle Ages for my liking. No feel of Rome to that whatsoever. Pompeii's supposed to be Roman. Okay, that's feeding a Greco-Romano. Are we going to get any actual Roman anything in it? Not at all. No, it looks like a little chimney there as well. So, okay, now we're getting the Phoenicians. So it's the water, the fish, and two Bacchuses, Dionysus, I should say, in that case, and Venus coming out of the shell, which is all part of the Phoenician paradigm. Interesting. And look at the detail on it. This even looks the mandala-like, you know, the even unbelievable geometry going on in there. Jeez. And Cherepanouskis. Funny, isn't it? Over all of those 1,000 years span, it's the same pictures and the same decoration, and the same clothes and the same architecture and the same weaponry, and nothing ever moved. But apparently, since biblical times, all just like this: togas, sandals, and spears. No, I'm not buying it. I'm not sure what that is. They steps and walk up into what exactly? Sit on it, maybe. Oh God, I don't know what that is. But still, not feeling very Roman to me at all. So they're the people who live there, I guess. They don't even look like they're from this time. Look at the size of the doors as well. You know, why so big? In fact, all of the windows and the doors are really, really big. Oh, hang on a minute. We may have a Roman dude there. But he's got that sort of weird column thing that we find with the ideology that we see everyone worshipping in them strange pictures and lead atlases. Ah, that's definitely not Rome. Check these out. 2 griffins, maybe back-to-back opposing Tauruses again. Don't tell me they're table legs. That's pretty high for a table. And what is this here? This can't be a toilet. But nah, that's not Roman. I've never seen anything like that in the Roman world. More Assyrian. Definitely that feel of interesting that is. I'll be onto something there that I'm unaware of. Just by that photo alone. That doesn't look Assyrian. Anyway, let's move on. And again. Oh, we got the goat. Okay, so we got the goat face on this side. But still with the wings. So the goat, Bacchus. Wow, that's really, really good. I'm going to go straight to that door is. And why so high? People are only this big. Keep doing that. The column tops. So the roofs are gone. Where did they go? The permasol came down apparently in tons and they're all collapsed. Look at these. They even had reliefs near the floor. So that kind of been the floor. It must go a lot deeper. You wouldn't paint them on the border. Makes no sense. And that looks like it's blackened. It looks like it's been burned there. But not this. Mint. So where's all the volcanic damage on these griffins, if that's what they are? And the horn of plenty, which the Phoenicians got a big thing about. What about these columns? They look wet there, don't they? You see that? There's definite, is that? I don't think that's just the color. That's you can see its discoloration is for sure. That's interesting. And not out here. Okay, looks resetted. Okay, so but you got look at these. So all of that fire and that pyroclastic flow, but it wouldn't bubble a bit of paint on the wall. No problems with that. So they had a lot of paintings on their wall. And so I'm guessing they put that there after they found the place because it looks pretty recent. Okay, and they've pieced a lot of things together. That mosaic kind of looks a bit replaced, doesn't it? But no roofs. The roofs are all gone. Oh, there's some. Could they be replacement roofs? That can't possibly be the original Roman. And why the massive door? Look at the size of these doors. Giants, weren't they? And I'm guessing that's something to do with water. It's difficult to say. Okay, we're moving on. What is that? Ship. And it's all buried in mud. And looks to be like a front of a building of some sort. That's interesting. Let's move on. These could be like literally occupied. Instead of like a tourist trap. Roof's gone. And these jars. So they're just for storage, are they? Clay pots. Wonder what was in them. Okay, let's move on. So that's obviously a later Christian adaptation. That's not from maybe they found these Hermetic statues buried because there's Hermes and all his gang. And Renaissance artwork if you want. There's no way that's Roman. I would say. Again, looks like something off of a medieval church rather than a Romanesque building. Again, Corinthian. Again, medieval. Again, not looking Roman. What about this freak? It's got like all worms bursting out of his head. Maybe his head's missing. But again, Phoenician. Looks like Middle Ages feel. Is that Minerva? To say because they're all the same personification, but she has got what looks like the grapes and a baby hanging from a ear and a homunculus. Okay, Phoenicians, and this looks like the Middle Ages again. That looks like it belongs in a cathedral somewhere, but you can see it's the Phoenicians. He's got his hand on his elbow. I'm not sure what's going on with that. But again, might be in a little boat or something. Again, I'm getting that distinctive medieval feel. Again, with this. It's just the same decoration you see on so many European cathedrals and churches, you see, guys. Ah, look. We've got the goat. So the two eagle wings. Very satanic feel to this one. And the lion, water would have been bursting out there. You'd have been drinking water with the goated headed one underneath. Nice touch. Nice touch with the Phoenicians. They didn't do that with their water. Make for a strange paradigm. Now, that's obviously a column top, isn't it? Yeah, the Corinthian top. So is it somebody picked it up and just placed it there? No, it's highly unlikely. So that's the top of a pillar, which the rest is obviously buried, isn't it? Yeah, and the roof or wherever it was suspending is gone. Just incredible. Very telling photographs, actually. And again, not very Roman, is it? Well, the lion, maybe. But what are these two opposing? What are they? Are they phoenixes? Are they griffins? Again, with the lion. That decoration, not feeling Rome at all. And look at this they left behind. Talking about nuts. This is like just on the side of like Cologne Cathedral or something. And they kept that mint, apparently. This is some sort of, you know, the animals that they have to drain the water. What water? It's not very rainy there. I'm going to deal with that much water. Dogs, perfectly formed. No problems whatsoever with them. Everything else totally ruined. Does not scream 2,000 years. And violent eruption, just the way they say it. Okay, the instantly froze everyone in a moment, like the movies. That's a nice tabletop. Or table legs, I should say. Not really. Right, okay, that feels a little bit more Roman. Okay. What are they going on there? Again with the curtains, because everything's a show, because it's West Roman world. The bull, ever present. And has he got a sledgehammer? And that one is a bit little. Might be a kid, though. Sledgehammer. Call my name. Ow! So we got a bit of relief here. And as you can see, this painting is very Phoenician. And very back aside. Because that reset was that time. Again with Hermetics. The frothy stuff. Again. Look at this one then. This is quite an interesting one. Looks like a topless lady. Some angels in the background. And he's got a laurel leaf of control. So he's kingage. And he looks like he's tearing maybe her clothes off. Maybe something a little bit nefarious going on there. Difficult to say. It's the Roman world after all. You know the rumors. Yeah, again, looks like a little bit of bad stuff going down. They're always nutty, aren't they? You wouldn't go around doing stuff nutty. Well, you would, but not in the street. Anyway, or battling, for example. That would be really dangerous. You know, stupid as well, really. Spartans. Just all weird anyway. So that looks a little bit more Roman. But again, it looks exactly like a Renaissance painting I've showed you 1,000 times of Bacchusites, etc. And there they are, the little hoofy-woofy baby Bacchusites and the Phoenicians. Oh, aren't they adorable? Yes, we made them beautifully, didn't we? Not sure what's happening with that one there. A eunuch, probably. Okay. And apparently that was this man's last moment. And his willy never got burnt off, so that's a good thing. But apparently he's got solidified into stone in the moment of this apocalyptic event. And there's another one. So she's like, I'll say it's a she, because it looks a bit like a she. She's like, oh, fuck, I can't go nowhere because of the gas, maybe. I'll lay down and I'll just wait for this incredible heat to turn my body into stone. Well, no, because that doesn't happen. You'd be turned to dust. So I'm thinking something else happened here, more like Medusa technology that would turn people into stone. And maybe many of them statues we've been looking at are just leftover people that got turned to stone, like Yellow will tell you, turned to stone, and then turned into some statues in some cases. There's a big deal with that Michelangelo. When I posted about Michelangelo's painting, sculpture of David, and they literally deleted the video. And now something's come out this week, some controversy concerning, David, the statue of David. It seems to be always in the story. There's something going on with that statue of David. Almost like it actually is him. Look at the size of this and all, guys. This city's massive. Absolutely massive. And only a small percentage of it, as I said, is being dug out. The rest is under dust, soot, and ash. And muddage. Yeah, look at that. All of this. All down below ground level. So maybe they built up some stuff after 1709. Look at that. Last thing he'd done, just lie there and wait for it to hit. So they've obviously picked him up and put him on this wooden table, which is a really nice wooden table. Did they carry that in there? From where? You bring it in on a horse and carriage. It's a beautiful table. I'm just saying anyway. And that's what he looked like when he got turned to stone. Okay, never got incinerated. Solidified. Turned to stone. And that's what happened to the buildings. All the roofs are gone. And he's thinking, shit, what happened here, man? It was a bad day at Blackrock there. No shit. Everyone died. Mostly, this must be thousands of people. There should have been like literally thousands and thousands of them weird plaster of Paris bodies everywhere. And you only see a few, don't you? And what's going on with this arch? What's slotted in there? And what's slotted in there and there and there and there? Is it demagnetized when you enter? Or was it all lit up with neon lights? Because they had all that going on. Look at the size of it. Let's move on. Must be some force to hit that off. Avenue upon avenue of temples and arches. All the roofs gone. A lot of the columns gone. Where? Don't know. They collected a lot of the stuff here. Look. Every bit of it is Phoenician and Hermetic type, alchemy type stuff. All of it. Which sings the Renaissance period. And that second classical world. Because I think there was another one. That got, like, literally, I will show you later, got literally melted. And this is not melted. This is blackened and damaged, possibly underwater as well. But it's not spludged. It's not fudged. Okay? Which we'll be looking at very shortly. Where's the columns? I wonder what happened to all the columns. Where did they go? They literally look like they've been chainsawed off. Because it's a beautiful clean cut, isn't it? Or where are they? All in columns. What did they do? Is this a big rip-off of architecture? The size of that for an amphitheatre. That's the one Pink Floyd played in. Best gig ever, really. Echoes. That's the one they played it in. With a shit ton of speakers. Bet that was loud. Whoa. Pink Floyd loud. Pink Floyd live at Pompeii. Oh. Okay. Let's move briefly through these ruins. Because there's a few photographs. I'm not sure what that is there. Sure has survived the test of time. Okay, let's moving on. Now, these I don't know either. They look like to be tops of chimneys, which sort of suggests maybe underground. I thought the first granary, but that's not the case. There's nowhere for the grain. Handles in there, maybe turning. No, because these are steel holding it together. Metal. Kiln. Possibly. Forging. Something to do with forging. Maybe. Yeah. They could be molds. Yeah, that's forging. Yeah, okay. That's a foundry. Cool. You've got there. So a wee bit of dust. Another one bites the dust. Okay. So that one's obviously, they just put you there later because you haven't survived from the Roman era, have you? Because, you know, you're Phoenician and everything around you is completely, you know, messed up, except for you. Just added you later to give the narrative of, you know, whoever these people were. Okay, let's have a look at this. Okay, it's not showing much. I don't know what these gaps are. And a sarcophagus. Esophagus for what? I don't know. Something to do with the Inferno. Oh, they had bunkers then. Oh, look at that though, guys. Screaming Phoenician. Look at it. The whole aquatic theme and the detail in this one, though, is mental. Hell, look at that. But it was all water bursting out of there. A massive Phoenician theme on that. Got to be about the water, see, guys. Because, you know, they're mermaids after all. And they have to be near water. Which we're in. Because we're in water right now. It doesn't seem like, but we are definitely in a fluid. Okay, let's move on. Oh, this is a good one. So, is she flying? It appears that she's flying, this lady, isn't it? From window to window. And like I said, you know, with the soupiness, maybe with Jason's vapor canopy idea, you know, there was a lot more viscous air, if you like, and it was more soupier. I think he would have been able to take a leap and a jump and probably fly a bit as well. Who even knows, maybe a lot. But that lady is definitely looks like she's flying. Isn't that interesting? So Pompeii's earliest photographs show that it's in Middle Ages to me. Okay, and Delphi. We'll just cover that in a minute and come back in a second. We've got 500 people watching. Thank you for being here on Saturday. Yeah, it's a bit better than watching the King and stuff, isn't it? Okay, now Delphi is probably one of the most important sites in ancient Greece. Not that we know anything about the Greeks anyway, but anyway, it was called Phytho in the past, sacred precinct and seat of Pythia, and the major oracle who consulted about important decisions throughout the ancient classical world. Stop there. So if you're like Alexander the Great, you have to go and make a pilgrimage or go to see the oracle at Delphi. So she's going to say if things are favorable or not. Okay, so that's really important. So the ancient Greek considered the center of the world to be Delphi, marked by a stone monument known as the Omphalamus, the navel of the world, which I've covered 2 years ago on this very channel. You can check out all about the Omphalius, which is basically a big dick, on my channel. But if you just move down to here, you find very interesting citation concerning the Phoenicians. So there's the Temple of Apollo. So again, the Phoenicians. And I just moved down to there. So, you know, Phoenician traditions is what they were saying for Delphi. So Phoenicia for Delphi, which is Greece. Phoenicia for what I just showed you. So let's have a look at Delphi a minute. So the Oracle of Delphi, apparently the story behind her is she's a serpent. She's a serpent lady, a bit like the Gorgon. There's a bit of a narrative that she's got killed by a god, and she's standing on top of a volcanic vent, and they're saying that the gases from the volcanic vent are coming up, and she's getting intoxicated, and she's giving her visions of history in the future, and this is why everyone's going to the Oracle of Delphi. Okay, so there is a modern town that's adjacent to Delphi, but this place is, you know, probably, like they said, one of the most important. I'm wondering where them doors go, and why there's a pillar in there, and why is it just like there was, you know, going somewhere? And how many times do we see this? How is that even possible? So the whole thing looks like a door, and everything else here is just mud and stone. Interesting. And again, it's supposed to be ancient Greece. Not that we know anything about them or any of these ancient cultures, really, except they are all identical. They got different names for different gods, you know, the Mars or Roman Marticus, and they're all the same personalities. Minerva shows up in different personifications through different histories, and the temples of Apollo and Jupiter dedicated to, you know, names they give to so-called planets. So it's quite up in the hills, but this bit looks like it may have been a bit, you know, something happened to this rock. It's a really scruffy, unusual rock formations. There's a lot of stuff hanging around. So I'm not sure why I took a photograph of that. There's tombs. There's tombs in there. Okay. So it's quite up high up in the hills, this Delphi, isn't it? I'm guessing they, because of its importance, knew about this a little bit earlier. I don't know what this is the flooring for, or what even that structure would be. Look at it. A big solid structure. And why would they put it so high up in the hills? Look at it. Like I said, there's a bit of modern stuff adjacent to it there, but the ancient ruins are just all spread around an event so powerful that it got up there and it managed to shatter all of these big bits of masonry around like they meant nothing. Water could do that. So what did the people look like? The occupied Delphi? Oh, all right then. Not looking very Greek to me. Got the Phoenician nose going on. Difficult to say. What about that up there? Again, with the old, what looks like a griffin or something. And then same old statues that we see in the lead atlases of this era. Okay, so it's got a bit of the Puma Punkos about it, hasn't it? And not too much on the template. Look at it. It's completely buried. He's thinking, what the hell went on here? Like they're all thinking, because this is a post-reset and they're coming in, they're finding all these ruins of this other civilization. And who are these? And trying to make sense of why there are big blocks melted into all this other stuff. Look at this, guys. There's a wall here. Big spludge of fudge on top of another brick wall. So what was the builder thinking? Did you just have a bad day? Anybody in the building trade might be able to explain it. This pop column sticking out of the back of this wall. It's broken off with all the big spludge of mud behind it. It's solidified in a rock, which can happen quite quickly, as we're finding out. So that looks like it might have been a hippodrome for some sort of horsing events. Okay, the people who occupy it now, Greeks. You see a lot of these stones all over the place, and it's just like whatever it was in these Greek sites. I'll show you another one a bit later. Just reduces everything to small stones a lot of time. Okay, that looks a little bit like the Minoan temple at Knossos in Crete. Crete. See, I think that whatever happened there, this place looks like it's, you know, just been left maybe 100 years or something, or not even that long. And then these new reset people arrive, take a look at all this crazy stuff and try and, you know, look at that. What's going on there exactly? It's big columns just lying around and bits of building, giant masonry, and it's all just a mess. Just a mess. Whatever could have done that. Just craziness going on. Look at that. There's a staircase going up, or excuse me, a road going upwards. To where? To where? Seems quite a grand entrance here, doesn't it? With these, you know, this wall on that side, and the staircase is going up there to what? Because there's nothing but a big fucking hill and a load of old stone. That is interesting. A walkway to go in absolutely nowhere. Something going on with that hill, guys. Okay. So I can't tell it apart from any of the other classical stuff. It's all the same to me. Look at this stuff though. It looks like it's like mud come over and just turned into rock. Because, you know, otherwise, what a really curious way to build a stadium or a hippodrome, if you know what I mean. You know, just what they do, just cut it all out of the rock, and that would have been a big effort. Or does it look like that thing was there and all this stuff come in afterwards? Because that's the way I feel about it. Just seems weird to dig all that out like that. It looks scruffy and everything. It's just strange. Just strange to be digging out an amphitheater, all this mess around it. Lots of bits missing. Again, what's this? Can't exactly say that's an amphitheater. And all these stones. What is all of this building stuff? What was it? And so high up. Look at it. Is this actual buildings or other stuff? Oh, it's blitzed. Okay. Well, let's have a look at the occupiers. This one's pretty mint. Okay. Let's have a look at the people of Delphi. Greeks. No one knows what they are. It's just a colloquial term, as I said. It's more in line with Stoics, if you think about anything that's going on in Greece, or the Athenians, or the Spartans, and all of that official bullshit that goes on that they tell us about on the History Channel, about this ancient world, inverted commas. So that's a strange thing. She's got two little natty dreads going on. Egyptian, Assyrian. Any difference between any of it? And that is a really unusual column. I was looking at that. I was thinking, wow, it's decreasing. It's weird. I just haven't seen a column like it. Like a piston. So I'm not sure what that is, but it looks like it's a bore in the wall. I don't know what happens. A bit of bad masonry. Don't know. Or a hog. It's got what looks like pig's trotters. Again, I don't know. Man riding a beast, a horse maybe, melted, fudged, whatever's happened to it. I couldn't even say, but it's really weird. Again, it looks like, what age is that? So the horses, and you can't really, outside of these things that are sticking down on their heads, and they look like they're out of the Predator movie, I can't see anything else. Except loads of marching legs, so an army, spears, and natty dreads, what it looks like. That's strange. Their faces have been literally melted off. Well, that's entropy wouldn't cut them like that, would it? Or like that. It's like butter through a knife. And there's a column in there. And it's all melted in. Oh, wow. Look at that, guys. And so melted into the... Oh, this is the best meltology stuff, this is. Look at that. How is that even possible, guys? Wow, look, even that. That looks like a fasces. Every picture tells a story, guys. Let's have a look what we got here. Religious fragments. Can't really tell too much out of that. For torso, foot, angel. That's about it there. And any difference between the Etruscans, Romans, Greeks, any of it? No. They've got the same clobber. So I'm not sure what's happening here. I think it might be something to do with Theseus and the Medusa. I'm not sure. Or it could be Taurus the bull, isn't it? What's that ring? Same old Greek myths that we know about today and all of them years ago. What are you climbing out of there? Is that a shield there, is it? Okay, it might be a shield. Some fisticuffs going on. Not there, though, because you wouldn't like fight in a dress. Well, they did, actually. So, don't know. Okay, let's have a look at these funky Greek chicks. Got hats going on. Got the happy hats going on. God, that's well preserved. No, this one, they don't want you to see what's under. They covered it with a sheet, unfortunately. Put a sheet over there. You don't see who it is. Look at this thing. Ever seen anything like that? Because I haven't. Don't know what they are. Rats, maybe, crawling up it. So this one hasn't got a leg to stand on, really, has he? Yeah. I was going to do my flamingo joke, but I've already said it. But it's one of my favorite jokes. I don't know what was happening. They did a lot of Zeke Highland in that world, did they? And somebody chopped his arm off. A bit of a sculpture in, though. But he's missing. Bits missing. This one, maybe that's the sculpture. He's just got a sack chucked over him. And they're trying to hide it. Whatever's in there. So that's the torso of the ancient Greek, apparently. So don't know. The rest of him's missing. So you're just making Greekish. Okay. So I'm not going to mention the obviously. I have done a video. If you want to know what happened to penises in the Greeks, I've done a video on it on Flat Earth British martinliedtke channel. You can find out the narrative about it all. Apparently, some Roman women found them if they were too big, vulgar. You just have to look at the video. I don't want to spoil the surprise. That looks medieval. That looks as well maneuvery medieval though. And this is your Greek. Okay. It's got no knob. It's got big pair of dangly bollocks. Okay. He's looking a bit Greekish. But he's got like no arms. Ha ha ha. Ha ha. So they all got this. Even Venus de Milo. I thought it's just because she started biting her nails and got out of control. But it's happening with all of them. They chop their arms off. It's like everything survives except really in the arms. Maybe there's a message in. Actually, maybe there's a message in there. Let's have a look. There they are. The ancient Greeks. Aren't you just chuffed to beans to know them? Set up a weird culture up in the hills. Fight with naked gay Spartans. Here they are. According not to, well, the movie says no, that they don't mention the boy lovers, but they kick them into the well and say Sparta, which yeah, bring in Xerxes. He's like, I've got 10 million. It's like, yeah, I got 300. Fuck you, yeah. And we won't accept surrender because we haven't got the facilities to accept the surrender for your million troops, Xerxes. So I have to come kill you later. Okay. I just thought he was a god or something. It's a lot of is this a lion? Maybe they are trained lions. So, no fisticuffs going on that fresco. And the rest of this looks like meltage. That looks like it's been absolutely. What's that monument? The Mara Marina. It looks slightly burnt. Quite burnt. Maybe it's the photographic quality. I'm not sure about that column. I've never seen anything quite like it. And that is up in the mountains. So let's move on. See what else you could tell us? Okay, with the visitors. Okay, I've never seen anything like that column. It looks mint, considering the extreme age of apparently the antiquity of Greece. And that column, never seen anything like that either, really. Completely mint. And a different type of quality of sculpture to this with no arms. That is probably left over from that Armageddon. Wow, that's a cool photograph. So yeah, they tell us quite a bit as well, don't they, of the reset world. Let's move on slightly to another site. This one's quite mind-blowing as well. Probably one of the best that I've seen. And I had these shared to me off of Artes Liberates. I couldn't find the link for your channel. It's on my tartaria, and I got to look for it. But please do subscribe to Artes Liberates. I would be rubbish at trying to spell that. And it's the Mirror Temple in Pradesh, India. And you've never seen anything like this before, unless you have, of course. What happened to this temple? So it appears in a lot of the pictures of this temple that something just sliced through it hot. You can imagine whatever did that, and even like there's plenty of people that say the buildings never got any plasma effect in the resets of the past. I disagree. I say that there was floods and plasma resets, volcanoes, and everything in between. What forces could have cut that clean in two? What forces could have, you see some shoring up here, just cut this like if you had a hot butter through hot knife through butter, okay? And all of these spludged fudge stairs. Look at this, just completely cut off here. Some Hindu sort of sculptures there. So that looks like it's been made of plasticine and just some crazy OCD kid's gone messed it all up spitefully is what it looks like. And you see all of these reliefs of all like these honeycombs, like beehives, aren't they? Also stupas. Again, just crazy how that's all cut away like that. Whatever forces could do that, guys. Look at it. Look at that. So imagine perfect masonry. Something's come along later, covered a lot of it with what looks like plasticine or spludge or mud that solidified and covered all of the beautiful architecture. You see that? There's no way you can get away with saying that, oh, hang on a minute, that they added the building into all of this sloppy stuff, because as you can see, there is a giant lintel or a bit of a fascia there that is completely buried in all of this solidified rock mud. To me, see, guys, that is pretty damning evidence of an apocalyptic event as a plasma discharge event. This one is the best to me because of that. Clearly, something came along from this direction. Okay, I don't think upwards, but I think down, and cut this like if it was nothing. And whatever cut it, cut this as well. And cut the entire front of this building right down. Almost like if it was some sort of fascist weapon, laser weapon, but then in flying ships, just like in the Bhagavad Gita, with all the Vimanas and Vimastras, all the rest of it. And this is the state that the temples were in. Okay, this is the other classical world, the one that got splatteroonied, the one that got melted, and not exactly the same world as I just showed you with Delphi as an example. You see the blackening on top? So arguments. Okay, well, I like to, be fair and give everything reasonable benefit of the doubt. We'll say that it's just so ancient that entropy took control, and time and rain and natural disasters, if you like. So that would just cut things away like that, would it? And spludge things up into one another, would it? Let's have a look at the entrance. Still some good detail on it, and still some nice feature. And pillars again disappeared. You see a lot of alchemical images with some of the alchemical characters carrying pillars. Those are the two pillars, the Masonic pillars. Now that, for example. Anybody? It's a weapon. It's a weapon, or it's part of the plasma discharge event. Well, Jason regards the Phoenix event, plasma, major plasma discharge event. Lightning, like you've never seen before, like is what he's explained in Homer's Iliad, would do that. You can see the detail. It's just been spludged like fudge. These are the best images that I can remember seeing concerning this. That somebody come along with a big sanding gun. Did they just sanded it all down? Or was it just rained on it forever and wore it away? Sandstone, just to be fair. Is that what happened? Well, the rest would have been the same if that was the case. Because this thing looks like it got hit hard. Fried. Zzz, zap is what it looks like. During these apocalyptic battles, with all of these futuristic weapons they had in the future, which is the past. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Oh my God, that is so hard evidence. Look how the the relief is melded into this mud flow or whatever is this stone. And there again, inside of the stone covered. Come on, guys, this is really damning. Up there, can you see that? There's a face of it, like what, a Phoenician and a doorway and an arch. And it's all surrounded by spludgeness, fudgeness. Again, mind-blowing. Some of the best images I've ever seen for evidence. I really do think. Look at this. Oh, they had time to block that up. There's some relief there, some faces still there. Rest of the building completely missing. Bit blackened, maybe took a zap there as well, but that is not melted in the same way. That is. Look at that, guys. Anybody? Anybody explain to me, outside of an apocalyptic event like I just explained, tell me how that could possibly happen. Anybody? Because it's Occam's razor with me, guys, and that is the case, isn't it? It's all of whatever this shit is, came in after and solidified and covered the entirety of this place. Oh, melted it. Unbelievable evidence. There's evidence like you wouldn't believe all over this place. This is a fort in Spain, very much like one I visited last year in the Czech Republic. This castle is called, Castle, believe it or not, Zeus Heroes. Castle Zeus Heroes in Spain, ironically. And it just looks like, okay, so they put a castle on top of what? A big blob of what? Because the castle looks like it's still encased in it. And I've seen this with the one I've seen in Krumlov in the Czech Republic. Similar sort of thing where the wall, just think of like, you know, I don't know, the Eldridge in the Manhattan Project, where all of these sailors are melded in 2 different times and they're all melded into the hull of the ship. Well, that's how these buildings are. They're like times 2 melded into one another. And that looks fudged and blackened and burnt. Okay, so up above that town there. Zap. Look at the state of that. And it's always this, you know, this same sort of featured bubbleness and that. And it's, you know, for geographical feature, you see this quite a lot. It even looks like, it's like if you imagine a wave coming up and breaking a wave. Yeah, it's like that got caught in a moment. Like that mud wave got caught in a moment and flash heated and then solidified. Does that make sense? Can you see what I'm saying there? Maybe just me interpreting it publicly with my brain. So there's a lot of stuff up there. Caves and what have you, or probably a building at some stage. All of this complex, and I'll reset it. So that's the castle in Spain, but this site here, right? Now we've probably heard of this one, Dara Temple in Turkey. Mind blow, absolute mind blow. Now, again, supposed to be a completely separate classical world, but look at this. The only site it actually reminds me of with its stone type and quality is, funnily enough, Pumapunku in Peru. Yeah, this is in Turkey. So completely different sort of melting, but look, recognize that from what I just showed you with what was supposed to be Pompeii. It's a similar sort of setup, this semi-Assyrian thing. Okay, what happened to it? What's all these balls of blobs? Well, we're going to see it from above. It had a military campaign against it at some stage in the recent past, because of where it is, apparently. So it would have been a big thing there, antechamber, main hall, shrine, possibly a pyramid at some stage. Massive place, massive complex. There it is now. Blackened, spludged, and melted, and a lot of it is actually missing, isn't it? And it doesn't look anything Byzantine at all, or anything you would just attribute with the, you know, the Turkish world. It looks classical. And Giant footsteps, because I'm guessing that somebody famous. No, I would have said Buddha originally, but this is in Turkey. Look at that site, guys. Again with the lions, it's just replicating theme right the way across the whole classical world. And this one. So I don't know what's happening with the giant footprints. 2 there and 1 there, which is interesting. It was a one-legged giant. So there, is this them showing you that the occupants of this city were giants? Because that is uncanny. I've never seen that before, and that's really hyper interesting to me. What do you think, guys? Giant's feet. Imagine how tall they are. Stone can't last forever, Mark. You know it. Entropy. Since the dust, bro. And look at this stuff. This is all like what these balls guess me. Yeah, it's just like they look like the result of heat. Like the way balls drop off when you're welding. It's a similar sort of thing, and it's all blackened. Look at the state of that. You see this a lot. Just top of the Acropolis in Athens. It's just everything is just blitzed to pebbles. It reduces stuff to just pebbles and rocks and a mess. The natural geographical feature. So before and after bombardments, I can't claim to know why they were doing this. Maybe it was on the Syrian border. I don't know, but apparently, they could. I don't know who did it, but it looked like that. And then it looked like that before and after. And now, there wasn't much there to begin with. And now there's sweet F all there, just dust. So a recent bombardment to get rid of the evidence, or maybe they just disliked this empire, because there was a lot of destruction in the Iraq and Iran war of the antiquity. You see apparently so-called Al-Qaeda, whatever they called, I don't fucking know. Smashing up antiquity. So this is another site, completely different place. Okay, Jihor, China, which has some really interesting buildings, which look like the plasma reset. Look at this one. It looks like a mud castle, but the features around it are really unusual. And what would you say that was? A 4-pillared castle? Well, they say it's natural feature. Water feature. The ancient Chinese world, and look at the size of that. So we know nothing about it. It's an ancient city, and you could say time, entropy, whatever you want to say. But to me, it looks like it's been in the bottom of a fish tank and it's covered in mud that is solidified. Would you agree with that hypothesis, guys? That's what it looks like to me. And that looks like should be in Peru, in Pumapunku, and it's in, Turkey. And where are these stairs exactly leading to? What kind of building would that have actually been? And where is the rest of it? That's massive, guys. That is massive. In Turkey. And it looks like it should belong in Peru. Here's the site itself. Temple of the Sun. Okay. Formerly Rumini. We call it Rumi. Interesting. So it's quite a big complex of Rumi. And there is, I don't speak Spanish. So there's a monolith there, they say, on the northern side. So apparently, is that a whole monolith there? This whole thing? Because if that's the case, then that's rather a large monolith, isn't it? So that's what they're saying. Oh, large city, there it is. Looks completely messed up. Rimini. Or Rimi. So it was a city. You can see the doors and you can see the windows. Something decidedly bad happened there. And it's a big site. Look at the size of this civilization. Like all ancient civilizations, they disappear. Oh, at least you'll say, though, they had famine or they had tribal problems and they all ended up killing one another. So, right, even what happened to the last man? He killed himself and then there was nobody left. We started over. So, don't know. That doesn't look like it belongs in Turkey anyway. And that, look at this. Just looks melted. God knows. I can't even imagine what kind of structure that would have been. But one thing I know for sure is that is not a geographical natural feature, because of obviously this and the right angles and the man-made work, if you call them men. Look at this. Staircase to what? And where's the rest? The rest is messed up and all around the place. Some of the original water features still active. That'd be a natural spring, but that was there from when this was a town. And something very bad happened there. 2 of the 7 seats near the spring of the Great White Rock. That's interesting. It's a natural spring. And there's that monolith. Can work up those side bits. Look at it, guys. That even looks like it's been sliced. Black. Doesn't look like any of the other rocks around, does it? They're all white. That definitely looks blackened. Oh my God, look at that. Jeez, look at that. Wow. There's a door going in there. Oh man, oh man, oh man. That whole thing was a structure. Look at these blocks here. Oh, if I could just see what they look like in my mind's eye. Because they're too futuristic. I can't get my head around them. Yeah, melted building. Again, looks a bit watered, like, so you could say that it was water eroded. But this is in the desert, maybe in the Noah's flood, but you can see what looks like the entrance to some sort of temple entrance that's all being fudged up and melted. The whole thing. You cannot claim that to be natural geographical, because it's not. Obviously, look there. It's not natural geology. There's some statues of whatever's in the reliefs, and it's very large site. Okay, Dara in the modern day in Turkey. Interesting. See these walls a lot. Very porous as well, a lot of these walls. A bit like they're honeycombed. But wow, whatever happened to this place? Mud. Solidification. Oh, that's a later road, I gather, because everything else looks like it's, death. But yeah, look at that fort. There's a big doorway going in. I wonder what's in there. I'd love to go in there. Big fort. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. That's a really good evidence. Thank you for that, Artis. Mind-blowing stuff, my friend. Mind-blowing stuff. And here's I got a couple of books. I want to try and turn out to archaics at some stage, because I really think you'd like these. But it's about hidden lands, or lands that are on maps that are no longer here. This one here is one of them. Okay, and it's Kova Island off the coast of Turkey. So this is the Turkish coast. The island was there, and now it's partly submerged. Check these out, though. Again, really anomalous architecture, guys. What era is this? Classical? Doesn't look like. Looks more like that Pumapunko stuff again. The rest of the stuff, is this just normal geology, or is this something else? There's bits underneath water, bits of building, as you can see, from this sunken island, and there's bits of the old structures from whatever the people who lived there are now gone. Now, I've seen this myself on the South Wales coast. You can see these on many beaches, where you'll see these right angles, corners to rooms on beaches. So all of this island, a lot of it is gone, and these are the rooms left on the beach. Check it out. And whatever happened to that built-in? Water erosion, plasma, bit of both. Check all that out under there, though, guys. And that's just what's showing. Imagine what's under the water. Woof. And that's just over Turkey. You can see all the structures. flooded, and that is a mystery to me. I was trying to work out what that was as well. There's something in that box. It looks like an ark or something. Can't imagine it being a coffin or esophagus of any sort. And there's no nothing on this, and that's unusual. Why that bar is there anyway? What does it designate? These I get for lifting the top off, but unless it's a giant's toilet. Difficult to say. So 530 you watching on Flat Day. Hi guys, much love to you all. Happy everything. Could you please share this out if you have the ability to share this video out on a Flat Day? I can't imagine everyone watching. Mind you, there's a lot of street parties and stuff happening in Britain, and they're all doing stupid shit, fireworks. So you are. Look at this. This was all a part of an island. Staircase up to nowhere. Mind blowing. Staircase up to nowhere. So all under there would have been this city. Craziness. What happened? So all the classical world falling at the same time. In Armageddon time. Look at that. Staircases down to nowhere. And the rest of the buildings, fudge. Fudged and fludged. There's a right handle. It reminds me of Bimini. What they say is the Bimini in Bermuda, where they say is possibly the remnants of Atlantis, which you could say. But they say that a lot in official narratives, don't they? So let me just give you one more here, just to show you that these things happen everywhere in the world. This is in New Zealand, and it's called Castle Rock. And again, it's quite a remote destination, and it looks like a city that is just being spludged, because a lot of these do look like structures. And it looks like some sort of fort. And it's just an incredibly unusual geographical feature. So I'm going to come back for a moment because I've got a lot more to share with you. Next, we're going to have a little, probably a little giggle. Okay, although I've got a lot more to show. Okay. That was Rumi. Well, Rumi was in Peru. My apologies. Corinthian, Greece, St. Petersburg, and there's Troy. Now, Troy, apparently Helen of Troy, the face that sunk 1,000 ships. Oh no, it was another way around. We just have to listen to the Telly Savalas song. So apparently they don't really know the exact location of Troy. They suggest it's here. Well, that looks a lot more recent than what you would think of as ancient Troy. It's in Turkey, and they say a Byzantine church with Satan's sea beyond Asia Minor. So why would they put Satan's in with the Byzantine church, guys? Anybody know? This is 11,788 old. What year is that exactly? Byzantine church at a Paragamus of Satan's seat, maybe? No? S-E-E? Oh, I don't know what the rest of that bloody word is. Beyond Asia Minor. Sinister. Look at that. That is amazing. Look at that. So, arch within an arch. This entire thing you see there would have been some big structure. And that's all that's left. You've got a year for that? Not really. Okay. And again, with this classical feature, these same guys coming in, sitting, posing. They know the score. And one thing you will see is all of this deep, deep, deep mud all behind it. Wonder why. Again, deep mud all behind it. Wow, that is really good workmanship. Check that out. Okay. And wow, that is quality. Look at the cut on that. That is really quality workmanship. What happened to it? I don't know. One thing I can tell you, though, is they got a massive wall of mud behind it. Do you think when they built that building, that massive wall of mud was behind it, guys? No, I don't think so. I think that makes no fucking sense at all. And I think this is the best evidence I've seen anywhere for a mud flow. What does that look like? It looks like a mud flood. Does it not? You can see the flow. And if that carried on going down into the town, you get a mudflood town. That is mudflood. And it's come from whatever event has happened up on this thought. That's mudflood. Quite mind-blowing. And there's some, don't know, non-specific amounts of shit tons, excuse the language, not of stone. Look at this. So that's what reduces the classical world to. Did someone take their time to pick them all up and put them all tidy? Think of it, because there must be like 10,000 stones there. Who took the time to do that? Oh, so they all just fell in place, did they? Anybody? I'm open to suggestions to how that could happen, what we see in front of us now. How a building could be spread around into 1,000 bits on the floor, all separated and neatly stacked and what have you, or in jumbles of junk and what have you. Anybody? No, it's a bit of a mystery, that one, isn't it? So let's have a look at this Satan's whatever. C. That's the most unusual building ever. I don't think I've seen anything like that in antiquity. Okay, so in Turkey again. Okay, let's just move on. So that's all that's showing us with there, but still doesn't fit with our era of what's supposed to be Hector and all of the rest of the fall of Troy. Now, what you do find, and I've talked about 1,000 times, but these are pictures of St. Petersburg, and I haven't exactly seen these exact ones before. I'm going to share them with you now. They're going to be good. Armageddon is here. It's always Armageddon, mate. It's the reset. They reset us every single night we go to sleep. Anyway, please make sure to share this out, if you would. And there's plenty more to come. I'm going to come back in a second, give you all shouts, cheers, and chill out a bit. Because I keep going like talky frenzies. What's that about Fred Dibner? Oh, poor old Fred. Yeah, he got actually a medal off the Queen. So I knew then that, and his TV series, that he was up to really dodgy shit. Yeah, so yeah, he was brave. But yeah, he was one of them. So, St. Petersburg, 1882. There's nobody at home hardly for a city of its population. Everything looks mud flooded. This is an unbelievable photograph, I think. You see all the bottom windows. See these windows there, the tops? That's what they are like there. That's the tops of them. Because the rest is buried. And you get all of these same Phoenician statues. The old Ladderline, somebody's been up there to do something. People, population, well, you got 2 horse and carts. Maybe them 2 horse and carts actually built it on their own. Okay? And a couple of piles of mud. That's all. What will that mean? I do not know. But there it is. Massive winter palace or hermitage, all apparently built by Peter the Great, but he lives in a log cabin because he builds all this, but he lives in a log cabin. So what are they doing there? Maybe doing the roads. Interesting. Any people? No, just working on the roads. Interesting. New planters. Interesting. Giant Greco-Romano temple with a quadriga on top, which seems to be a big deal about with these people. I'm finding out if that's what they are, people. Any population? No. So it's nobody walking around, just workmen, and they're working on the roads with the unbelievably big structure behind them that looks like it's from another civilization built by giants. So we got loads of people in this. 1 and 2. Okay. 2 people, massive installation. Any people around? The resonator up there, though. A couple of windows open. Surely looks mud flooded. No, nobody around. Okay. Yay! Bang! It's Saturday afternoon on the market when the population has come out. They haven't actually got anything going on. They're doing the roads because they were all mud. Looks like they've just turned up. Not a tram as such, but there are people riding on the roof of whatever that is. And that is a society that looks like it's just turned up and it's scrambled out and nothing. There's a lot of horse and carriages there. So what a mess. The whole thing. So these are completely different photographs. I've seen loads with nobody, not a soul. Look at this again, working on the roads outside of the Hermitage. Isn't that weird? It's like why somebody's photographing it all working on the roads. That's outside the Hermitage Museum and Winter Palace. And not too many people around, and fantastical big architecture though. There's no doubt about that. Alexandra the Great. Apparently there's a story of a tsunami came through here and banged off Alexandra's head, and apparently they put it back on later, and this actual statue. But that said tsunami didn't wreck all these buildings, did it? Broken window there. Let's detective the shit out of this thing, guys. 8. I don't know why all the pebbles are on the bottom of the lamppost. I wonder what that's for. And they protect that one too. Horse and cart's going to damage a lamppost made of iron. Who knows? Oh, look at that. Whoa, I don't think I've seen this church before. Okay. So bit of a foggy picture, that one. And more Russian nobility, Phoenician. She looks very much like Queen Victoria, but I'm guessing that's Catherine the not so great with her fasces and resetting weapon, which they regard as a scepter. Oh, look, that looks very Egyptian, doesn't it? And even the pillars look Egyptian. That whole bridge looks Egyptian. Would you disagree with that? And it's got sphinxes. St. Petersburg, guys. Got an Egyptian bridge. Right, so that's massive. Looks a little bit like St. Peter's Basilica. And no people around that vicinity. Okay, but an unbelievable structure. Check this statue, though, guys. Why? And what's inside them? Why the massive bulbous bodies? There's got to be more going on. And I bet you that statue was originally on there. Again, faceless knight. You can see there, just there making out. You see a lot of these pillboxes over St. Petersburg. But I don't know if it was a police state then, probably. Red Army were kicking in, wasn't they? So, and the Star Fort. Remnants there for St. Petersburg. Oh, they got electricity. What's this thing here? Telegraph. Got any more poles? Yeah, over there. Okay, maybe. But it's a bit close to this power plant. And that power plant. It's a bit of a synagogue look to it, and look at that for an aerial picture. I wonder where they are. Must be in a tower, top of a tower. Honestly, I just get the feel it looks like a building site and they're just cleaning it up after they just got it all together. You just get that feeling. Shitty infrastructure, pavements, nothing like that going on. Really strange. They got that big, beautiful monument and no pavement, sidewalks, nothing like that going on. No planters, no infrastructure per se. It's just weird mess. Not there, though. That's spanking. There's parade for the entire Russian army. Or one of him. Well, this definitely looks like it's got a bit of the Roman feel about it. Roman Orthodox Church. Again, Phoenicians, no escaping them. Anywhere in the realm, no matter what country you're in. You could be in North Korea, it wouldn't matter. They got Tartaria in North Korea. It's all bullshit. It's all psyop. They're all on the same side. How many miles away, guys, is America from Russia? No, that's 55 miles. 55 miles across the Bering Straits is what separates Russia from America, which is why I know you will never, ever, ever have a war, because you've been like 55 miles away from one another. You could have like shot missiles at one another over 55 miles, I'm sure, Alaska and Vladivostok and a little battle, whatever. Or Russian hordes, there's millions of them in there. although they can't fight fucking anybody apparently at the moment. They didn't come waltzing through, did they? Maybe the Tartarians did earlier on, because it's only 55 miles across. Why do you think they haven't built a land bridge? Anyway, so what's happened to this thing? Because it looks to me like they're coming to clean it up. It's covered in grass and shit and stones. They're cleaning it all up. What is that? That is good. Look at these chains as well. Massive chains. Why would they have them? Horse and carriage days. Nobody's been there. Nobody has been there. That's why it's like that. Till now. And look, they're having a lazy day of it, aren't they? Do you disagree with that, guys? Because nobody's been there for a long while. Nobody's touched that there for a long, long while. St. Catherine's, and they're touching that up. To me, most of that's buried. Got some dragons. These pillars here, marble. I don't even know how many tons. How would you even get them up there? Again, it's a bit of scaffold going on by there. Really does look like they're building a movie set, doesn't it? No population. One person on that. Again, with a ladder. This is getting spooky and so predictable with these photographs. So there should be thousands. And see ghosts of people. One there, one there. Not too much going on. With the old ladder lean. Again. More people in that photograph than the other one. So anyway, next we're going to have a little giggle. I'm going to have flat thumbs flat today, but I'll actually come back. Got loads of images to share with you, but I want to say hi to a few of you, and I want to see who's in the house. And we'll walk on. Okay, 558 of you. Good to see you all, guys. Thank you for popping by on a flatter day. Oh, I got loads more to go. It's going to be juicy too. So I'm going to just remind you now, in case you have missed the beginning of this post, you will have to watch it again. I'm going to just show you a quick video to remind you 2 hours in of what is coming soon. And that is me in America. Don't wrongly interpret what I just said. Okay. So how can I contact you, Martin? martinliedtke7@gmail.com. I know I should link up my my actual email address, and I will as soon as I finish this. Okay, so martinliedtke7@gmail.com. Okay, Mr. Samantha, lots of love to you as well, darling. Where are you two? In Skagit Valley, Martin. Are you? Got loads of people. Got loads of taffies in. Yeah, we're like the Welsh invasion. That's what's going to happen. Wales invasion of America is impending. What's that? Oh, sorry. Ping it at the top, Martin. Okay, I don't know what that means. Okay. The end game. Good to see you, Matt Liga. Only here asking for one special question. Seriously, I hope you see this. Okay, I'm here. Do you want to get in touch with the real God? Thanks for your answer. Best greetings. Yeah. I've been trying to, excuse the phrase, coax up God the whole time, just trying to see if I can get like literal visit. But they seem to God turns up in people because we're all baby gods. We're going to be bigger ones. But yeah, I do. I think along those terms, not like in a weird religious way. At all. I got my own way of interpreting my reality, and it's probably nothing like any of yours, guys. You probably resonate with elements of it, but we've all got a different journey, sure. And I see the world completely different to a lot of you, and I'm guessing you're the same, and that's the way it should be. Okay. So, Worldwide Ghost, good to see you. Great show. Thank you, sir. That's very good of you to say. And Magavelli's in the house. And Alpha, what's she saying? Thanks for mind blowing repeatedly. Yeah, this is what we do. We are the Juice Masters here. I say that like in a schizophrenic way, like there's more than one person here. Actually, it's me. It's me. Me and my production team of. Well, I've got some friends. India makes me videos, and there's Cheryl who sorts stuff out because I'm like hopeless at thinking and stuff. Outside of my research, Big Kush. Big flat firms, too big cush. Wiggly flat firms. So I'm going to put a video on because I need to leave the room for 2 seconds. So the son of Overbrook. So yeah, if you are in America, okay, come and visit Martin. Okay, come and show the love. Okay, get over to Houston, Texas. I'm sure the town's going to be a blast. Hook up with me, yeah, and it's just going to be the best. We're just going to have the best time ever. I'm so looking forward to it. It's like a dream. Yeah, I can't believe I'm actually doing it. It's going to be brilliant. It's going to be amazing. And it's long overdue. I should have been there long ago, but fucking COVID, didn't it? Stopped it all. I was going to come over and I was going to do a big convention. It was all like schedules. And I was going to do one in America, one in Czech Republic, one in Croatia, one in Italy. And it all got cancelled because all of that. Dale Johnson, hiya. Good to see you. Watchy. Let's watch you. Sheba Shampoo. Right, okay. Songs. Now, I am going to definitely, I know I've been saying this for weeks, but I've been up the fucking wall. Get this next edition of Flat Earthers Got Talent out. But this week, as you can see, it's been way too busy. You can drive to, I can drive to Texas 16 hours. Yeah, that's not far, Captain Fantastic. But Houston is hell to drive. No, it's not. We're in the 70 north. You can work it out. There's loads. There's a car park outside. Yeah, this grassy bit across the road. Well, you know where we can chill out and chew the fat. I'm not going to do it. Oh, Bobby, then spirit. Oh, all right then. See, you didn't want to intend to do it anyway. You made yourself excuses. If you really wanted to do it, you could just do it. Anyone who sure wants to make a decision today to actually, oh fuck it, I'm going to go to a Flat Earth British convention. They're fucking amazing. You see what they were like in Britain. Everyone so much love. It's fucking fantastic. And get a bit of juiceness. Then we can try and get on with the rest of the Flat Earth British tour, see where it takes us. Okay, this is a journey for us all together. It's going to be fantastic. Okay, we will make it so. Okay, always great. Thank you. We're not quite done yet. I've got loads more to go. Dawn Hat is in the house. Much love to you, John. Look forward to meeting you. I'm looking forward to Martin being here in Texas. Yes. I have pictured that moment too, and it will be very fantastic. Is the world ready for it? Probably not. Do we care? No. Tough shit. Okay. We got too much love for all of them. We're just going to love the shit out of them, and that is that. I'm coming to America to love the shit out of you. All. Okay? Tough. Be good, won't it? Anyway. So I need to show you this video. Let me just move that. Thanks, Missy. Thanks, lovely. And I got some loads more. Please share this out. Don't go anywhere. Get this video shared out. Get a diverse audience over. There's loads of people out there that are sitting there watching Queenie stuff or stuff. Little Wing. I love you. Thank you for my beautiful bracelet that you sent me through the post and all the love stuff and my lovely cat card, which I really love and I will keep. All cards that are ever sent to me in letters or anything by you guys, I keep forever. I really do. Okay. So what shall I say? Okay. Hello, Captain Penny. Okay. What we got here? Intolerant Texan. Oh, I need my books autographed when I'm yes. Buy a ticket. Get over. I'll bring a book. Sign it to you. Intolerant Texan. And I will remember. Okay. Just make sure I will remember. Please somebody remind me. I will remember. I'm good. I got an elephant like a memory. Something like that. Texan, where in Texas are you coming to? Houston first. Houston, and I will show you the video now. Give you some idea, because like I said, I gotta leave the room. I'm gonna come back and show you the images of the day, more juice, more craziness, and lots more going on, and some links for you for the rest of this show. And I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. Okay, because that's the kind of way we roll around here, guys. Okay, that's just the way the shit roll around here. So I've got a little advert for you here to tell you all what is going on in the Flatbush community. FEB is coming stateside. Look out! flags will just make countries turn on one another and fight one another in wars. So we won't be running. Well, with the Tartarian subject, it's actually not a secret that this place is in a reset cycle. Okay, that it is destroyed over and over again. The Holy Bible, Homer's Iliad, Bhagavad Gita, you know, you could name all of the religious texts, all have an apocalyptic theme. With the Bible, it was Noah's flood. Okay, but they're also including at the end of the New Testament, the book of Revelations, which many people think is the outcoming of what is happening in these days, because it seems to be a bit of a template for the New World Order. So Noah's flood. So the idea is that there was, just prior to this civilization that we're in now, which is a maritime civilization based on maritime law, the banking system, and everything can trade, is what I would regard as the Phoenicians, which they might regard as ancient Rome. And the idea is that I think that the flood of Noah was, and all of the biblical events were in this last millennium just gone. I really do think that they were the first half of the last millennium. I think Noah's flood was just prior to, probably prior to the Renaissance period. And I see us as a post-apocalyptic survivors. The evidence is in the artwork, is in the records. I have pulled up for the last, you know, since I've been doing this 5 years. And like I said, Coolio and Coolio. So that is literally like weeks away. So if you just give me a moment. So there's links below and also in the description box you can see, and also pinned in chat. Flat Earth British comes to America. Okay, I'm going to come to Houston and you can attend here. And there's 149 spots and a few weeks to sell. And I'm going to come and present, meet you all. I'm going to have a fantastic time. I've got everything in preparation. And it is quite central. There's loads of hotels and stuff around that area anyway. So get petrol, gas in your car and mosey on down to 17111. That's like a nice little juicy number in itself. Homestead Road, Houston, Texas. Okay, Box Creative Community Workspace. So, okay, is where this will go down, this moment in history. Okay, and as I said, it's not far from downtown Houston. Well, not that far. It's downtown Houston, and it's just up by there. Okay, don't think it's in the hood. Anyway, it's Houston anyway, not Philadelphia. Anyway, and you can join this community chat here. Any questions, contact there. Cheryl Bailey organized all of this. Cheryl does literally everything to help me out with all of this tour. And this is the first bit to get it all kicking off. Okay, guys, get this Flat Earth British roller coaster rolling in America. Make sense? Okay, flat thumbs. Let's get on with the juice. So we're going to have a look at some Tartarian buildings. I'm going to lose ourselves in some humor. No, I'm going to just come back for a second. I need something to explain something to you all before I continue. As you know, I like books. I like books a lot. Okay, I'm willing to contribute all my Victorian books to sit there doing nothing to Archaic's new library when he has it set up. I was going to do this setting up library business for Armageddon last year in the Czech Republic at a house I was going to send all my books to, but the logistics of actually carrying this out and getting all the books and the funding seemingly impossible, so I didn't go through with it. But again, here we are a year later, and we're getting a library together because books are going to be worth their weight in gold because it's all gone on to PDF form and they're altering the original context from what they wanted us to know their minds. So Ladybird books. Did you have them in America in your Christmas stocking? Were you Cadbury's cream egg? No, Teddy's chocolate orange. Cadbury's cream egg's Easter. Don't worry. Zombie Armageddon. Did you have that? The zombie apocalypse? Yeah. Page 1, pandemic. Oh, your Ladybird book of Sailor. Yeah, you learn all your sailor stuff in there. Yeah. Silent killing methods. All out of your Ladybird book of being a soldier. Okay, guys? Airmen. Okay, in case you ever need to, fly a Spitfire or something that you find. Shipbuilders. Vital if you want to build a ship. The Royal Wedding. This is not a Ladybird book, but coincidentally, you remember them two? Fergie. She ended up sucking the Texan's toe. Funny world. And Andrew. We all know about Andrew, don't we? Yeah. Doesn't like him too old, does he, Andrew? What's wrong with that? Little book of prayers. Yeah, that's nice. Nurses. Book of nurses. We'll talk about them later. Okay. No, we won't. No, we won't discuss nurses later. But we have a Ladybird book about nurses that you may not have seen before. Okay, it won't be dirty. The Child of the Temple. Ladybird book. Jesus one. Heraldry. I learned all about my heraldry from my Ladybird book of heraldry. Car makers and British bird watchers. Okay, something I'm really good at. Right. Juicage. Now you know, so you'll know what happens late in a minute after we get through all the Tartarian stuff. I got loads to show you. We are 2 hours plus in, just short of 500 of you watching, 2.5 hours in. Please share this out if you would. I know I keep saying that, but coming to America. I'm gonna have to make a Flat Earth British song up in my Brian about coming to America and sing it to you, literally. Okay. We're coming to America. Okay, so let's have a look at Tartarian America. There it is. Not too many people about. Definitely got the this thing here is a moonlight. It's a halogen light that lights up the entire area, where there's no need for messy street lighting. And what you do see is these lower levels and these massive structures. But not many people around. And this was the biggest building built in apparently the 19th century, and it is the Hotel de Ville in Brussels, and it is totally out of place. It is massive beyond belief, and it is totally Greco-Romano, but it's there, and it's not melted and spludged, so it was the second classical revival reset. Okay. Nancy Drew's Mysteries. Oh, this was a good one. I never got to read this, though. Grandma's Mysterious Double-Headed Dildo. Yeah, that's embarrassing. What's he doing in the window? But it would be embarrassing if you found your grandmother's double-headed dildo, isn't it? By Carol King. You never know, guys, about your grandparents. They're humans too. Oh, your mum loves salty semen. Did you know that? And it's true as well. Yeah, salty semen. I'm a salty semen. I'm not saying my semen's salty. I'm saying I'm a salty semen. Okay. Do you know what else your mum told me? I'm not going to tell you. So this is in America, funnily enough, right? This is the American Communist Party meeting in the 1930s in America. As you can see, friendship to the peoples of USA and the USSR, unity. They got a little picture of Lenin there, and they got a picture beside him of Honest Abe. And they got some, it's like basically they're all communists. I'm guessing this is before the McCarthyist era, where have you ever been involved or a member of the Communist Party? Cases that went on in the 50s and the 60s, because like it was like a real big deal to be a communist after a certain period, like World War II, and McCarthy being quite totally nuts. But there you are. Beforehand, you had all communism, you had a lot of Nazi thing going on, but definitely going commie. Yeah. So this is queer. This is queer. These are the Anzacs. They were stationed, like many troops, before they went to Gallipoli in the Giza Plateau. Okay, they took a little Joey with them, cute little Joey Cobber. But what you notice, this is in the First World War, so this is between 1914 and 1918, and the pyramids are half buried in sand. In the First World War, 100 years ago, they were still half buried. The sand has not been removed. Look at that. Can't even see them. Interesting. And that's a nice little picture. What happened? Disaster. They mostly get killed. Okay. So this is a total bit of craziness going on in Senegal. And this is in Senegal, in Africa, West Africa, where they got a big, huge, giant Russian-y type statue of our brave peoples building out of the mud. Strangely enough, like they're stepping out of the mud, which I found was maybe cluage. But what a massive statue. And that's in Senegal. Not really expect, is it? There you go. It tells you a lot of shit about Africa, places sound. So this is an interesting shot, and here is why. Hitler didn't go out too much to visit bombed out sites in Germany, but he did this time. Now, according to the narrative, this was the last time Hitler visited bomb damage in World War II. He looks pretty solemn about it all, doesn't he? He looks pretty pissed off about it all. Now, this is this photo, which I worked out, right? Less than a year later than when you see him in the Battle of Berlin, completely messed up with Parkinson's disease, violently shaking, looking half dead, looking all fucked up, saying well done to a load of boys, use a Panzer Shrek to go and kill a Russian. Do you know that movie footage? That's inconsistent with this man. So whoever that guy was in that movie in Battle of Berlin, he's a body double, okay? Because that's not the same. So this is the explosive force of a bomb. Hit a railway station here. Looks like Valencia, but I believe this is to be in France. So let's have a look up on the platform there. Well, it's German. Anyway, so bombs come through. I'm thinking of the force, the explosive force that could do that with bends in metal. So like high explosives or conventional bombs can just, they cause that combustive wave enough to just do that to raw iron and metal. That blows my mind to think that there's that forces, within explosives. But wow, there must have been some bang going off in there to do that. Look at that, guys. Wow. Okay. This is a monument that you will see in Edinburgh, the capital for Scotland in Great Britain, but it looks like a church top. And you see a lot of these monuments. They just make no sense, but they definitely do look like technology and part of the circuit board city thing. But nice picture, nevertheless. What's going on with you, right, is confusing again, because the whole narrative, infamy, they've all got it, infamy. Oh, no, Brutus, what are you doing with that knife? You little spoiled bastard. Oh, I'm dead. So this is apparently Brutus topping Julius Caesar with a knife, like the historical narrative says. All right, brilliant, great. So why are they all dressed in medieval clothing? I thought the Romans were supposed to be 2,000 years ago in you know, togas and not dressed like medieval Europeans. Anybody? And what's Portia sucking there? What's she got in her mouth? What's that? What's she doing? Maybe it's a new type of drug they're all on called Portia. Okay. So this is the floodage. I'm guessing Noah's flood. You've got to get on high ground, because once that water starts rising, everyone's going to try and get on higher ground. Water's getting higher. Oh, shit. Maybe that's why they built so many skyscrapers at the top of them. So there's Fort Wood on the island of Liberty. I think this definitely looks completely different. The setup on the plinth that holds it. There's a door there as well. And a different look in Liberty with these lasers and a torch. I really do feel that this statue is Lucifer, and I really do feel that it was there already. I think the photographic record is fake as fuck concerning the building. That's so inconsistent, considering it was way within photographic record memory. So if you're a French king, you're going to go into battle with this. What an effort. How do you think they did all that? And again, Phoenicians, mermen, again. But what's he got on his head? Looks to be a phoenix, sphinx, human. So what is that as a suggestion to the type of weaponry that they're going to be using? If you know what I mean. So, giants. So that would fit the footprint we seen earlier in that building, wouldn't it? It's like, come here, laddie, and that's the size we were compared to them. That was the case. We would be totally fucked. So, good risings, RH. Good risings, everybody. Hiya, Jungle Juice. Love your name. Liddy. Ooh, so much. Yeah, he's giving him a bit of the old army hurt, isn't he? Okay. So, let's have a look at this. This guy here is Piranesi, the guy that did these pictures here. Okay. Now, I stated many, many times that I feel that Piranesi witnessed what he was engraving. The engravings are too detailed. Some of them even look like they're, I don't know, some sort of photographic presence. And I notice he's a member of the Knights of Malta there. So he's establishment, Piranesi, which gives me questions towards his legitimacy. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading him wrong. Just have a go at that picture, and then there, the golden pen. I don't know. I'll get to it. Something's resonating with me about that. Anyway, so if you're going to wait in a railway station in America in the 1930s, they're a little bit luxurious. Imagine the light pouring in. Yeah. Beautiful Art Deco decoration, but why so big and why so high? Cool air, airy. Why? I think these are older buildings, guys, and I think they were there originally and they've just been repurposed this time as what looks like a railway station to an airport. Stafford. This is a topographical image of a Stafford. A bastion for enemies And that medieval thinking, you really think so when you look at that? It looks exactly like a snowdrop. It's perfectly geometrical, except for that bit coming out on the right-hand side. It's perfectly symmetrical because it is, and this bit on that side, it's not perfectly symmetrical, actually, but this bit is here. I would say that is just the most unbelievable fractal technology imaginable, and it is mind-blowing why they don't tell us about star forts in our history and in school. Bastions, look at it. Just a mind-blowing technology. So books, like I said, yeah, libraries, they've been getting rid of them in Britain for quite some time, closing them, but they're all lies anyway, and shitty books. I got a better reference library than my library, and that's for definite. So here, look, 70 years of stacks in which the books in New York Public Library are shelved. Elevator transferred the books to the reader's room above as they were called for. So they brought you the book on like some pivot system. Okay, so where is the road exactly? Is this ground level? Or is that up in the air? Because that looks like that's the ground level to me. And it looks like all of this is below ground level. So are they windows? No, they're cubicles. The only windows you see are these big windows there. Would you have them massive windows at the top of a building? And this really does look like it's ground level because there's people outside there and a restaurant and everything else. And it looks like that's ground level, which means all of that is sub-basement. So these are found in the American wilderness. Can't remember the state, but they look like car tires that have been solidified over time. But actually, they're not. There's some sort of stone, which look remarkably like car wheels and tires, but something else going on with them. Natural geological formation. When they look exactly like some sort of wheel. You decide. So star force free energy portals linked to cathedrals. So as I said, I just showed you that topographical version of a star fort, and as you can see, okay, truth, love, I love you, eternal, frozen water crystals trapped in a bottle are exactly the same as the shape of a star fort, which should give us a much deeper meaning to these star forts, doesn't it? And that technology based on love and harmony in a world of love and not the fear-based that we're in now. So these are some of the stuff that I do, not all. Smudge your house. Yeah, I do that regularly. Stop buying shit. Yeah, don't need shit. I do need to up my computer because it's on its last legs. You don't need, so don't need, but you want stuff. You don't need. Okay. Drink water. Well, that's good because you probably die without it. Move your body. I do regular every single day. My son will tell you I do running on the spot every single day. For even if I don't go far, I'll make sure that I've done a couple of laps around the track running on the spot because I like to keep fit. Eat less crap. Well, I will admit I do eat a bit of crap. I do watch it. I wouldn't have like aspartame on. I do watch my e-things and anything else. Anyway, block the dicks. If anybody that is not loving and like moaning like shit to you, maybe about bad relationships, illness. Oh, I had a terrible fucking childhood. Do you want to hear about it? No, you're all right. You're all right. Well, anyway, there was my uncle. No, you're all right. I don't really want to hear about it. So, like, people like to tell you all of the shit, and that's just negative because they're wired into it. Yeah, do you know what you got to do with them? Yeah. It's not bad karma. It's nothing. It's not your journey. Block those dicks. Block those fuckers. You don't want them. Okay. Like the Desderasta states, avoid loud and vexatious people. They are hazardous to your spirit. Block those fuckers. Okay. Clear the clutter. Not the cutter. Clear the clutter. Okay. Well, maybe I should do a bit more clutter. I got a bit of clutter, but it's all organized clutter. Okay. Let go of the bullshit. Okay, let me think what bullshit I believe in. No, I've let go of all bullshit. I no longer give a fuck. Brilliant. I just want to be doing the love thing. And that's it. Okay, see what else comes. Okay, brilliant. Okay, make room for something new. Well, I did that. I've made a big room. I did some inner work, some inner healing, been through a lot really, and inner mind work and getting myself spiritually ready to do something new, which is come and invade America. Every British style, bringing fresh, new truth show, yeah, that will define the rest of humanity forever. Do not miss it. Come and meet me. Something fresh. Say it like that. Fresh, like a Febreze advert. Okay. What's that smell? It smells fresh. Go say it like that. Say sexy as well. Yeah, something fresh. So that would be going to Texas lands. That'll be about as fresh as it gets because I live in Britain. I don't know if you heard about Britain. Did you? Have you heard about it? Yeah, it's the third world. Yeah. My friends had a serious shock when they come here and seen, oh, you poor British people. How are you even alive? Well, we're not, are we? We're registered dead. We're registered corpses, aren't we? We're lost at sea. Oh, whatever. Anyway, something really fucking good. Okay, nailed that. Something really good. Going to America land. Brilliant. What a plan. Fucking fantastic. I like that. Thank you, whoever that was. So I don't know who pissed off this woman. She looks a bit like she's got a plasma reset thing going on her head. I'm guessing it's Mary or whoever, maybe Saint Teresa. She's always orgasming around the place in statues, not to be personal or anything, but that's what happens, guys. Just look at the evidence. Never mind Julius Caesar. Yeah, look at this woman. What do you think she's done? Or is it just exemplifying the amount of pain she's feeling for the torture of her savior? Cult. Might be that. So building or just a geological formation. That is called. Thank you for love hearting. I love love hearts. Love heart away. Let me see when love hearts come up. 100%. Okay. Grand Canyon. Now, there's loads of information and YouTube videos which will show you there was a civilization. This has been plasma reset as well. There's windows, doors, all melded stuff, pretty much like I showed you on previous photographs. This wall, geological formation, guys. Oh, does it look like it's a load of melted fuck-up walnuts? Because that definitely looks like it's a wall. And that is in the side of the Grand Canyon, which was sometime a civilization. So, somebody did out of pebbles a mandala from above. Beautiful geometrical pattern. If I find the time I'm on a beach, I might do that once. But I'd have to get somebody or help with the stone size collecting and put them into different piles of different stones, which you would have to do. But I'd love to try something like that. That's brilliant. Love it. So let's have a look at the White House. Okay, it gets torched in coincidentally 1812 because that's when the reset is happening. They've stuck a load of bunkers under there. That was during the Ford administration. There it is there. President's living there and stuff. Yeah, you can just waltz up to it and walk past it back in the old days. Try that now. There it is. Photographic evidence. Not. I'll be getting torched. They're blaming someone for that. I am not going to put my hands up for that one. There it is after. Pure gutted. Okay. All burnt out. Seems to be a bit of wire sticking out of the top. Wonder why that is. Melted flagpole. Anyway, it's a Greco-Romano building, isn't it? So it's existence of that world. And then they tart it up a bit. Okay. Still looks mud floody. Put a few porticos on the side. Okay. Here is in a different period. And a different period again. Okay. Hang on. So there it is. It's back. It's gone. It's back. It's gone. It's got bunkers. President lives in it. It's a lot of shit. Who cares? Anyway, address me with your words. You have a spider in your bra. I never ever thought of that one. I might have to try that out. No. Are squirrels proper cute and cutchy? Oh, look at that. They're posing for a photograph. Look at the little Look at the little face on that. And look at that. I want to make all of them my best friends. I want to move them in. I want to see them looking at me every morning like that. Hiya, Martin. Welcome to life. Oh, oh, that would be so sweet. Anyway, dream on that. But they're cute. Anyway, so what we do, right, this is supposed to be a Roman road, actually. This is actually in Sussex. It's supposed to be a Roman road that went all the way to London. This is when, like, in the past, you wanted to go to London. They didn't have a thing called the M5 or the M4. You went down this bridle path all the way to London. It's still there today. And it's beautiful, isn't it? Really inviting. Like, you really want to walk. I bet they don't have a lot of motorbikes and scramblers down there. But yeah, it's supposed to be a Roman road underneath that somewhere. But I'd like a walk down there now. I had a nice day. A walk down there. Trippy tunnel woodness, which I love so much. Anyway, that's why I told you about that Cardiff market, which is totally new to me. And then you replace it with a plasma, with basically a phoenix coming out of the flames after it's been torched. Allegory for what really happens. And this is the city of Cardiff where I live, taken from an aerial perspective. This is a department store called James Howells. And this gap here was never built in because it's the last location of the last witch to be burnt in Cardiff. And when you go over a doorway that's just by there, even if it's in the hottest day in summer, you will have steam coming out of your mouth. It is freezing and you get chills. I'm not joking. I used to do it when I was a kid. We used to walk through there. I used to shit myself, guys. And it wasn't just psychological. The temperature plummeted. So that's on Queen Street here, this Greco-Romano thing. Became Marmont's department store, but it looks like an old temple. Still does in the modern day. So a lot of fine Tartarian architecture. Sort of the architecture of this city, you know, sort of got me into this subject in the first place. Okay. So first thing I want to draw your attention to is they really love one another and they're so in love. And you can feel it through the picture. It's beautiful. But like, they're swimming in a load of shit. I was thinking about it, though. This all looks like plastic. So you can see in the water a bit that it looks a bit clear. And they don't look like supremely healthy, but they do look very much in love. But like, look at all of that in the fucking river. But if it is all just plastic, not too bad, I guess. It's not like floating dead dogs and stuff. Maybe it's just plastic. I don't know. But it's a nice photograph. Very lovely. So there you are. Russia and America. Blows my mind, this bit. Right opposite one another, 55 miles away. And what's the town on the one side, on the American side, called? Why is that? I'm from Wales. And you've got the Diamonds, an island chain in the middle. 2 time zones between them both. So there's like a day between, you know, time zones from there to there. And all of these settlements all the way down to, you know, some of the bigger cities in Russia, Vladivostok and the rest. But they've never like mustered an army and just popped across into Alaska and invaded in any time in the past ever. Okay, you know the story of Alaska and the beavers and whatever, and the trade, and I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, so yeah, Wales. I wonder why that is. They always repeat the names: Council, Dickinson, and Nome, but you get a lot of like Nunukanono Inuit names, don't you? But yeah, you're right next to them. They should have put a land bridge across there because you drove across to America, Russia, no problem. Instead of having to go the long way around, across the Atlantic Ocean, across the whole of Europe and land in Moscow. Makes no sense whatsoever. So this rock is a pretty beautiful rock, isn't it? At first, I thought it looked like a naked lady, but I thought, no, that's just me tripping. It's probably just a rock. Nah, it's a naked lady. Thought I'd check that one in. It's like a British blog, isn't it? Nice stones too. So this church did it exist? Is it not fantastical? Look at all of the somatic patterns in there. So I sometimes wonder if this ever existed. It looks like it's the top of something again. and the rest is buried. It's a fantastical image. Apparently, I've got built, but a suggestion. But can you imagine that? And like I said, it looks like the top of a building. It's like the Emerald Palace in Wizard of Oz. Okay, so 1920s. Okay, the Roaring 20s. Let's have a look at the chick who's just walked in for a coffee. Looking yummy, feeling yummy. And look at him. He's fancying his chances, isn't he? What's he looking at? Is he looking at her boobs? I think he's looking at her boobs. He looks happy as well, the old barman, don't he? Best thing that happened all day was her coming in the bar. She's loving every second. Look. He's not. He's looking away. He's thinking, fucking women. Oh. So, nice little photograph. Oop, boopy doop, boop, said Betty Boo. So, are we living like this? So, like in a central dome, maybe with a, like literally at the bottom of the sea, I was thinking actually, rather than floating in the sea. You know, all that space stuff and all that's bollocks. They're wasting the money. They're just spunking it, probably just sharing it out. I don't know what they do with all their money. But maybe we're more like that than what they say, you know. So we're under the dome, okay, and all of our azimuth equidistant layout is in here, and the so-called portals are here into other neighboring domes, maybe with the feisty Phoenicians and another load of fucking nutcases over here and this and that going on, and maybe just more of them, and just a giant experiment on us, because we don't know anything of our environment, completely blind like jellyfish. Quite hopeless, really. But the great thing is we're starting to work it out. And we're working out that we got supernatural powers, which is fantastic, which I knew anyway. Jolly good. Midas and Medusa, a very brief affair. Yeah, I see what you mean. So he turned her into gold and she turned him into stone. Again, allegory, I think, for technology. Don't know what turns gold, but it's alchemy, isn't it? The Midas touch. King Midas, all he touched turned to gold. So final proof that the Earth, it says it's not flat. Well, it's not, because I'm not buying that. This bit is curvy, though. Right, so Alaska's Greenland. So look, Britain, Wales. Look where Wales lands, guys. Oh, I'm so lucky. Not as lucky as if I was in Norway, though. But, okay. Working my way down Brazil, all the way down to the hidden lands. Okay, there's no hidden lands. Okay, let's just check that again. So, okay. We appreciate that. Okay, being as we're in the appreciative mood, as you know, I'm in the Diana Rigg Appreciation Society. Okay, founder member 1. But we do meet up once every year to talk about her and remember the best Avengers episodes. Okay, you know, important moments like this one. But I'm the only member, so if anyone else wants to be a member, we'll meet up once in a week somewhere, once a year, decade, somewhere in a pub. Okay. Would you just excuse me 2 seconds? Just look at that for a second. Hello? Hello? Yes, no, what's happening? Yeah. I got it. Dropped it over yesterday. Yeah. Oh, I know. Well, I'll ring you tomorrow because I'm live on the thing. I am not. I'll ring you back tomorrow. Do apologise, but life goes on. But that's not bad to look at anyway. Don't go away. So anyway, the similarities between different. Oh, so there's a Medusian. In the shell, all of these statues encased in liquid minerals in that case. Okay, what do you think is going on? Because I really think they're humans. His heart died within him and he became as a stone. They shall be as still as stone. And this one's out of Queen of the Damned. She starts out in stone. He drips blood into her in the movie and she becomes active in the Queen of the Damned. Revelation and Method of Frozen Carbonite. And I think these people were at one time humans and Medusa. Especially look at that one. The veiled ones. Just too lifelike. It's too uncanny. I've been talking about it for too long now, and it's just, I think that's the case. This got demolished. Ridiculous. Look at the size of this place. The staircase up to there. Jeez. People must have been so fit in the past. And gone. Demolished. I'll go give you a link in a minute to a load of buildings that you can look through. And it's literally the absurdity the site is of why they would demolish these buildings. And I'll give you the link. And it goes through hundreds of these type of buildings in places like Guatemala, in this case, and other buildings that have been demolished for no good reason, for stupidity. Right. Sexy Witch Appreciation Hour. Minute, seconds. Okay, so I'm going to do one of these every single episode. Okay, I think I got the jugs right proportion, everything right proportion. I'm smashing it. I'm literally smashing it right now. Crushing it. Like she's crushing it. She looks happy, don't she? Oh, that feels so good. Sorry. Anyway, see Debbie. Yeah. Debbie does Dallas. I'm just saying because I'm going to Houston. So Martin does Houston. Yeah. Anyway, so about nurses. So nurses, chronic masturbators. So what happens when you're working with people? Nursing with chronic masturbators. Do you gently flick it or lick it? Which one? It's a personal question, I know. Maybe nurses know the secrets of these things. Anyway, do you hear about the robot that smoked the weed all day long? Look what happened to him. That's the kind of robot I'd hang out with. He looks like he's a cool cat. Yeah. And let's be honest, they probably get really good stuff. Guess where my hands have been? The Ladybird book of food poisoning. Now, we've all had food poisoning. It sucks beyond belief, doesn't it? It's the worst thing in the world, isn't it? Yeah. People like, I want to see you cook my food, or I want to be in a clean establishment. I wouldn't go in KFC. Do you know KFC in Cardiff? There they send the health people and they'd analysed the burgers or the chicken McBurgers and the chicken KFCs in Cardiff, and there was traces of herpes and sexual transmitted diseases where these people that work in these food establishments are wiping the burger buns all over their bums and then their armpits and stuff. So I'm just giving you a warning about food poisoning and people who are smelly fucking cooks. So this was always popular at Christmas time when you always used to get in your stocking. I wonder what Up the Bum means by Crack McNabb. Always a Christmas popular book. Christmas popular favourite. I got kicked off the beach for shitting in the ocean. That lifeguard is a total dickweed. I hate that when, you know, that turd floats by and they spot it. Yeah. And he looks proper gay. What's he looking at you like that for? Anyway. Oh, Barbie sucks off the pilot. Career advice for girls. If you want to get on in the aviation industry. Okay. I'm guessing that happens a lot on these cross-Atlantic voyages. But the thing is their co-pilot is always a bloke. And he's always got mascara on. It's one of them day. So I think it's more the Reggie than the Barbie these days. Times change. Please stop. You're crushing my balls by Dick Tender. That can happen. They're so in love, they didn't notice. Romance is overrated. Let's get naked. Yes. Let's just ignore that romantic bit. No. What's that? It's called foreplay. No, ignore that. Let's just get naked. The Ladybird book. The weather. It'll be shite. So this book is for Britain. So if you're asking me, where are you from? I'm from Britain. What's the weather like? It's shit. Well, that's okay. What will it be like tomorrow? Oh, it'll be shit. What about next week? Probably shit. Do you ever get good days? Only when it's not shit. Oh, right. That's interesting. Yeah. My Christmas favourites books. Okay. We were a very open family. Right, let's have a look at some medieval books and tapestries. This one's interesting for the plain and simple reason. There's some stuff going on with Howard. So Howard's on the cross. It's all just happened because it's a medieval period. But look at this guy. What kind of crucifixion is that exactly? Huh? And he's bigger than castles. Well, they might be in the background. So obviously, Jesus is crucified in the medieval period because everyone is in medieval garb. Okay, right the way through this bookage, which is in Latin, and I can't read it really, but interesting nevertheless. And what this book will give you, this is the Bodleian Library, is a wealth of other links to other books. So I'll link that below. Make sure to get stuck into some bookage. Okay, so I've got any more images left for the minute? Okay, I've got some Tartarian demolition buildings, but I'm going to come back for a minute. See how, oh shit, see what I want. Okay. Okay. So thank you all for popping by on a Saturday. It is exciting. 477 of you watching. I hope you enjoyed my my Ladybug book collection. Made for really interesting boyhood reading. I learned everything I know. I learned everything I know about women from my tractor. Anyway, let's have a look what you're all up to. What? That's all right. It's not too bad. You'd love to do that on YouTube. Not the rudy type, anyway. Don't call me Mrs. Cannabis for nothing. Oh, is that Dot? They call you Mrs. Cannabis. Oh, that is really, really, really good, actually, because I've been eating 420. Bonnie, my Bonnie lies over the ocean. My Bonnie lies over the sea. I'll bring back my Bonnie to me. Sorry, Maz. Just kidding. You kid. We love a kidder. So make some of them love arts happen. I love that YouTube thing with all the love arts. There's lovely Beth, my friend. Yeah! She's in Texas land. Better get meet you all. I wonder if all of America will exodus to Houston. Probably. Lisa, let me know. Send me an email. There's a, like I said, on them links, there's a community page where you can, any questions, we're happy to guide you, help you, or whatever. And hope to meet you in Texas. What a pleasure. Looking 702. So looking forward to that myself. Okay. Get hooked up, get a ticket, get over to Houston, get on your pony, Shanks's pony. Get on a pony. It doesn't even matter. But get there. If you leave now, you'll get there in time. What's the difference between sex and lunch? No, tell us, Rick. We want to know. Okay. Thank you, Lawrence. Donate to Martin and his show to support. That's fantastic. Thank you, son. You're so good at this stuff. Thank you. We need some some energy in Houston. Oh, there's no problem with that. I've got enough energy for all of everybody else. I do not mind sharing it. And I've got enough love for the whole of America, so I will share that as well. There's only a couple of 100 million of you. I think I'll manage. Squirrel, waiting for woohoo. Come on, Pamela, give us a woohoo. We're having a woohoo moment. Woohoos and love hearts. That's what we want. Always eat lunch. That's a good one. Anyway. The states can't handle you, Martin. Yeah, okay, Jay. Yeah. Time's going to have to change, okay? People are going to have to grow up, have to get big boy pants on. They're going to have to accept that there's a new kind of human being, okay, that's going to come to your shows. It's called Welshman. You've probably heard of them, probably not, though. But it's the first time. Davy Crockett. You know Davy Crockett, the Alamo? He was one of my lot, Davy Crockett. Look, he was, with that thing that he had on the back of his head off a poor animal. King of the Wild Frontier, Davy Crockett. Welsh as fuck. Annette, she's coming to meet us. Get a huggage. Bonnie, get over huggages. And it'll be more than 3 second huggages as well. So we'll have to space it out. Okay. We'll have to make sure I get all huggage timing for all of you. So thank you, Glenn. Sketchy. Michael De Silva. I'd love to take, don't read that. I was only joking. You don't actually poo in the ocean. Okay, that's why I don't go swimming. Yeah, because I got to swim with my mouth open. Like that. I'm just not, don't go anyway. Rick Spillman, when I used to go swimming in Barry Island when I was a kid, my mother used to always say, if you're going in the water, keep your mouth shut, because of all the floating turds and sewerage out of Lavenant Point. They moved it a mile further out now, so I'm guessing somewhere else gets all our shit now, because we guess all England's wash up on our shore. I think, guessing they get all ours. So anyway. Tide. It's S-Greens, good to see you. Yeehaw! We need to, oh yeah, sorry, I read that on. So there's my son again, Lawrence, who's watched Dragon Metals. Get over and subscribe to Welsh Dragon Metals. Get yourself an education. It'll teach you loads and loads of very clever stuff. Okay, how to make money out of shit all, basically, which is really clever stuff. Get over there. Rich, good to see you. Front row seat. That's funny, Martin. What was funny? It's all funny. Life is funny, as you know. Good, isn't it? You excited? I am. JT, thanks, Martin. Always good time. We're not quite done yet. Okay, we're coming up to, I'm not going to squeeze this out till 4 hours because I keep doing that. But you can split this up into increment parts. This video is 3 hours now long, and watch the different segments. It's some of the best melted evidence you're going to see, because our artist is like the master of this stuff, and he turned me on with all the best juice, you see, and I shared it with you. Yeah. And the photographs are very telling of Pompeii. Up Pompeii with what's his name? A comedian, Trevor. Oh God, can't remember. That's a piss take. They're telling us there, like with all of the Roman narrative for the Monty Python films, they're rubbing it in. Bogart moment. Love Bogart. Love Bogart. Love James Cagney. Fucking love James Cagney. Yeah, don't know why. Just love James Cagney films. Brilliant. George Raft as well. Love George Raft films. Brilliant. Love all them old gangster movies. I'd watch them all one after the other. Yeah. I second that. I second that emotion. Bonnie. So Maz Dexter is in the house. Panda in restaurant. Search feral cats in meat. Phoenician Daily Times. That's good. There's Nathan, my brother there. Turn to Stone, because you're coming on track 1 on the Turn to Stone Yellow album, which is a classic, by the way. Sweet Talking Woman's on it. Sweet Talking Woman. So Martin's singing to himself in front of 466 people. Does it matter? No. Bad weather in Wales most of the time. Yeah, it's been shit hippie, haven't it? Don't worry. You see the rain yesterday? It was fucking nuclear, wasn't it? It came upwards instead of downwards. Matthew Reynolds, good to see you. Max. Beautiful, beautiful Max saying beautiful Martin. Thank you, my brother. Good weather for ducks. It is indeed. Ruminate. Ruminate. The trek. Right, let me see what juice I got left. Do you want to see some pictures of some cool Tartarian buildings which were demolished? I'm going to show you this first, this link, and I'll give you another 20 minutes or so, and I'm going to have to cut out. So make sure to please share this show out. Like I said, coming to America, you're going to see, keep an eye on my community page. Frankie Howard, thank you, SG. Thank you, Pompeii. Frankie Howard. Moonflower. Will you be making a video on your stop in Texas? Yeah, I'm going to cover every single thing I can. I will be doing daily shorts, videos, recording everything I possibly can. And sharing every moment that I possibly can with you guys. Okay, I don't want you to miss a thing. Any of you won't be there, won't miss a thing. All of these other conferences I've done in Britain and all of that, managed to capture fuck all, and that's not by, and that was not my fault. That's by design. So like that won't happen this time. I'm capturing everything. I know I was going to wear that sombrero. It's just I don't think the the plane and that So Cheese is in the house. I quite like rain sometimes. Like walking in the rain, a bit like the Grace Jones song says. I'm stuck here at work and I'm sneaking out. Oh, nice one. Sneak out. Fuck them. Find a good hiding place. Everyone needs a good spliff break place in work. So perspective. What's happening? Fucking truthers are fucking ushering in a new consciousness for everybody in the world. And it's accelerating and it's exciting. And Fat British is coming to America. Going to tour. It's going to Texas land, where the weather suits my clothes, just like Nielsen said. So the narrative says, that's all it ever says. Petty dot. So they say. And I'm a flat earther, so, you know, basically, I'm just saying. I question everything. I don't even care. Remote viewers visited the tunnel under the Vatican. Demons were practicing the crypts. I believe all that. I believe that it's all that evil shit going on with the Vatican. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. I actually done a post the other day with them, but I deleted it because I got like paranoid about like a hypothetical kidnapping of a pope. How would you go about it? That's a great suggestion. Some of you are very inventive, but not as good as our suggestions. Not that this is ever going to be carried out, but I'm talking hypothetically. Obviously, if it was, you know, if it was to happen, you know, it would give him back, obviously, and don't give him Chinese burns or anything like that. I'm on about the one that is in. I'm on about another completely different, fictitious one that exists in cartoon form in my Brian. Okay, that's my disclaimer. Probably did our skin really good in the mud clay. Oh yeah, you can have mud baths. It's really cool for you, isn't it? What's quacking? Said the chicken to the duck. That's good. Why did the hedgehog cross the road to see his flatmate? Don't worry, that's probably not nice. Super Owl. Holly Martin, you got a good second name. I wish you'd come to St. Louis. I live in Mudflood Central. I know St. Louis is mudfloody and everything, but you know, Midwest, that's not too far, Missouri. You could slip over. Yeah. Jump on a train. You got trains, planes. Hijack a helicopter. Absolutely brilliant, Martin. Our vibes. Thanks, you. Really, really kind to me. Captain Fantastic's coming. You did say we all heard him, didn't we? So anyone from Britain come in? I hope so. Tough. This is a really good presentation. It is this week. It is very, very juicy. Okay, let's just carry on a little bit further with the juicage. Like I said, please share this out. I'm willing to hang around a little bit longer for you because there's so many people just there. And it's a shame not to. So we're going to look into Tartarian buildings. Now, what we got here is the most moronic demolitions in architecture. And I'll give you some examples, which is crazy, actually, of, well, I was looking at that one in Guatemala. No reason for it. It was slightly damaged in an earthquake. So they say that they, you know, slightly damaged in an earthquake. Instead of repairing it, they completely demolished it. This thing here. Look at that. In Guatemala as well. Look at it. So, I know, look at that. Jeez. So, there's like literally, that's mad. Look at that. It's Guatemala, guys. That's all you'd expect, is it? Fully Phoenician, all of these statues and everything else outside there. Mud. All of that architecture and mud drives me nuts. Horse and carriage, one horse and carriage and all this fine shit. Well, anyway, if you go up to the top, I'm not going to register with them, but you click through all of these links here. I just went through a few. Like, I mean, there's hundreds of these properties that are just just demolished for no good reason. It's just ridiculous. Okay, guys, that gives you the history. There's really good information in here, as you can see. Previous. Oh, that's interesting. Previous histories. And everything else. So I'll link that up to you. And I'll give you an example of some of these properties which I'm talking about. Okay, Tartarian demolition. Well, this synagogue here existed in Western Poland, in Glugo. I'm not sure if that's in Germany now, but Glugo, I can't pronounce that properly. Glogu has got this giant synagogue. So I'm guessing, I don't know what happens in Kristallnacht, but there it is. Star of David in its thematic window, unbelievable building, but no longer with us. City Hall, San Francisco, unbelievable Greco-Romano building. Look at the structure inside there. Apparently, the ball stays on there, but everything else is demolished. So, stuck that ball on well. This is in England. Funny enough, you mentioned Fred Dibner earlier because he took down all of them chimney stacks. There was definitely more going on with that. And this church spire, which is part of the antiquitech technology, being taken off that church. Look at this. San Francisco is mind-blowing. I covered it so many times because it never ceases to blow my mind. The dome, completely unaffected. The rest, gone. All of the sidings, fascia, curtain wall, gone. And this looks like Rome to me. Or Greco-Romano. Mind-blowing, that image. And then a lot of the expositions, the art, part of the San Francisco exposition got dragged down, and then they rebuilt it in the same style. Why would you replace it when it looks exactly the same? Because it makes no sense to me. But you can see inside there, doesn't seem to be much going on in the way of structure. So, copy. This church, they left standing in the center of Berlin, had a massive somatic pattern in it. It's a bit blackened, and the spire's gone, but they left it standing. And Luna Park, Coney Island, covered many times on Flat Earth British. Craziest place going ever. These buildings, just unbelievable. The whole of Luna Park is a mind blow. I've got some great footage. Maybe I should do some more on Luna Park, Coney Island. These resting places you find in the Arab world, they seem over ostentatious. And I've got one picture of one on my wall. All this decoration, but all of this antiquitech on above. Look at the bell. And then it's just like this table. And then this what looks like a Roman portico with a door underneath. I dig its hotness for shade, but I don't think that's what's going on there. Definitely think that's a technology. That's what I think. Okay. This is mind blowing. I love this image. Great exposition. Again, check this out. The size. I mean, there's people there. And what a strange opening. And it's all based on a ship, I think. The effort and the minds to build that. Craziness. It's just crazy. There it is there in colour. Paris Exposition. And strange opening. Really strange building, full stop. That is, can't even think outside of maybe like a ship, maybe a whale. I don't know. And more of the exposition. Let's see, a giant statue looks like it's actually alive there. And part of this tower that was part of it that is no longer with us. And look at this for expositions. Ship, Phoenician ship just bursting out the side of it. Anchor and the figurehead blowing the sound, and the whole roof is a ship. So that building is a ship. Fingerprint of the Phoenicians. I would even say that one was, because, you know, the ship bursting out of the front. They're everywhere, aren't they? Wow, that's an unbelievable building, that one. That's solid, that looks. This one. Anything more beautiful? Look at that. All of that attention to detail. Look at the size of those Phoenician lady heads there. God almighty, they're massive. Just over the top on decoration. There's not like an inch that hasn't got something going on with it. It is absolutely mind-blowing. Why? Why do they do that? As part of another exposition. Strange double staircase thing like you get in the Titanic. A really weird tower like none I've ever seen before. Well, they've been dumbing us down for years. People watching television is why they dumbed down. That again looks like a ship. Wow, look at that one. Hoo, hoo, hoo. I really like that one. So I'm guessing that represents a Russian country in an exposition. Okay. That one I really like. So that is just looks like half of it's buried. It's got paintings on it, and it's predominantly top heavy, and all of the stuff is on the roof. Wow, that is an unbelievable one. And these towers are replicated in most of the expositions. You'd be surprised where the expositions were. I seen photographs come up yesterday. I was going to save them, but too much content in Anchorage, in Alaska, they had a massive exposition all the way up there. They look like this with the same tower. St. Louis, Chicago, San Francisco, Philadelphia, you name it, replicated. All of this fineness, it had to be there already. Ship bursting out, shell, Phoenicians. Just crazy. So look at that. Just for visitors, or was that the actual world that we lived in? Was that it? Was that were they showing us images of a parallel universe? Look at the size of this stuff, guys. I can't imagine what any of this is, though. Look at them. A lot of like automated stuff. I'm not sure what any of it is, or that even. And look at the size of the dome. Look at the size of the electric lights. How did they even get that up there? Wow. Wow, look at the size of this place. There's some motor cars on sale, so it's a later one, but wow, 1920s, 30s maybe. Yeah, but look at this one then. Paris again. What a mess of a building. It looks like a horror movie. All monsters and demons bursting out of it, looking straight at you as well, weirdly enough. Spooky. I know, Glenn. It's mad, isn't it? Cabaret de Truandas. So it's not even like Montrouge. Probably the same area, but wow. Why would they do that in the Victorian era? And there's what the Eiffel Tower looked like in its heyday of exposition. It was flooded by electricity and power, like it is now, but more so by the look of it. All free. Look at this. 3 people turned up. Look at the detail. Built for a year or 2. And in some cases, expositions, not even a year, 8 months, and they build all that and then they just smash it up. Do you buy that? Do you think it makes sense? All of the plumbing, all of the water, all of the effort, all of that for nothing. For an exposition? No. So that is top of that arch thing that I showed you a picture of earlier, which was demolished. And they have double-decker, I'm guessing electric trams in Paris. That's a nice little picture. There's no cables above. You got these things on top of the, or in the background. No, in the background. Don't know what's driving that tram. I've not got a clue. So SkyTrain you've seen on the movie. I just India made for me with the advert in Germany. And Liverpool had the same. They had a SkyTrain as well in the recent past. They got rid of it in the 60s for no reason. So double-decker trams seem to be a thing. So with the bridges higher, how come these could go into bridges? What exactly was going on with double-deckers? I've even seen triple-deckers. Look at that thing sticking out of the ground. Looks to be in a French city. I think this is in Paris, yes. Look at that. It's missing its spire. Ooh, my stomach's rumbling. I'm getting hungry. And monorails. I love monorails. I think that's the way we should have gone. They're really cool. And all of us should have been traveling on monorails. Nice and relaxing. That's what we should have been doing. I do love a train journey. So this little girl, or old woman, is it? Oh, shit, it's a woman. She's got a little miniature car and she's ripping through London next to a big bus like that. Oh, no. Oxford Street, Piccadilly. Yes, London. Sure. Bit like them disabled cars they have in the nowadays, from the mobility scooters. People ripped on the motorway on them. So picture from the Eiffel Tower of the Tricadrio, which is beautiful, by the way. shown so many times. Look at the size of these. This is Paris Exposition Hall. The height of the ceiling. All wrought iron, glass, natural light, multi-tiered. Just the effort. That's a little bit better than the shopping malls that you've got today, wouldn't you say? Again, with the Phoenicians, the ship, the whole thing. And that's for the Columbia Exposition of Chicago. And there's your world. Look at them. All covered up, all in black. Good morning. The Victorians. And look at the architecture behind them. Everyone in black. Unbelievable. Mind-blowing, in fact. The world went before us was much better. And then what they do? Plasma reset here. This is Paris. 1871, Franco-Prussian War. Whole Paris zapped. There's that synagogue again. That one was taken out. Very beautiful. Definitely a resonating machine. Definitely a church machine. This is being colorized. And I think that one is in Edinburgh. Indeed. Check this out. Look at these statues here on the side of the building. Can't really make them up, a bit fuzzy. Absolutely crazy. Check these out, though. These are mad. Look. So, Universal Expositions, right? These are ornamentals. Look at that for a resonator. Phoenicians, Bacchus again. Angels with the mirror. Birds. But this thing here is for sure technology. It's crazy. I bet that captures subtle energies, no doubt about it. Look at that building, Ostend in Belgium. Whew. She's mudfloody, but what is it? What? That's a very, very different type of building. So I've been to Ostend. I can't remember seeing that. Dresden. So look at these two here. They're belfries. What do you think they are? What do you think they do? I think it looks like a castle, doesn't it? Look at that spiral staircase going up. Balloon landing platform. Mod tech. Wonder if that survived the bombardment. Actually looks like mudflood. So they're really good. That's a really good shot, that one. That's really, really goodie. More expositions. Showing what Algiers is supposed to look like. And look at that. Built for the tomato season, all of it, apparently. This is in Russia. Still quite unestablished what it is. We've been looking at it for a few years. There's a pipe going into it. Outdoor shower. Faraday cage. Looks really out of place and very, very technological and a lot of wrought iron going on. So I'm not sure what it is. Well, they usually are for tomato season. 8 months, 9 months, some of them have lasted, Avidas. It's just crazy. It makes no sense. They built all of that in every city. Traipse loads of people through. Look at loads of shit that they've saved from God knows where. And then I'll move out again. Look at this. Look at this. So that's a lamppost there, right? Okay. There, Brussels. So that's electric. Obviously, nobody is getting up there with a ladder. And it's a really strange post. But look what's on the bottom. Wonder if that's there today. And a foolhardy thing, but how did they get up there? Because I can't see any door. And what did they do? Just fly around there? See, I'm not even sure that's really there because I can't work out how they got up there. See, because of this lip. Maybe they've done that mountaineering thing, gripped on with their fingertips, eh? Who even knows? So that was a great exposition in America as well. Check that out, guys. I think that was in Michigan, that one. But check it out. Looks like the Moorish world, doesn't it? Knocked down. Look at that, though. Look at that inside. So what you reckon that is? That's a boat. Or a chariot with horses, maybe. Whew. And St. Michael and the Dragon. Or Saint Archangel Michael. Keep calling him Saint. Archangel Michael. Look at that. Wow. Just unreal. They paved paradise. They put up a parking lot. Look at the size of that fucking thing there. The same style is replicated, like I said, all of these, a lot of these expositions. And then the classical world ends up looking blackened and melted and mudded, and that's one of the arches in Rome. These things, this is an exposition. So you stand underneath these things. They've got to be a technology, a torus field technology. I definitely think, because it looks like orgonite pyramid technology type stuff. Sit under there, bet you get invigorated on that chair. See that chair underneath it? All of that effort for nothing. Chair there. Bet you it invigorates you. Orgon technology. So she's a beaut. And also some sort of energy harvesting device. Cathode, probably. St. Louis. All that just built. Tomato season. Very beautiful, all that one. Moorish feel. And then all of this happens. Smash it up. Sweep it all away and build it all again in a year or two. This is weird. I was wondering about this one, right? So is this a shade for a door? I get that. But why would you make that much effort? Sun shines down, gives you a bit of shade. But what about all the raw iron and everything else and the detail? Look at that one. So I'm feeling that some of these over, canopies, if you like, shades, were more. They had to be. Look at that, guys. That fanning out decoration or energy gathering technology resonating. Tartaria. This lady made it alive. I don't know who she is, but thank you. She made it to Tartaria, which is very much there because she's there. Yay! I got a picture of it to prove it. Cool, eh? So make sure to come back very soon. I'll keep you updated on my community page here, guys. So get on my channel, okay? And if you go onto my community tab, I'll do constant announcements of what's happening. Like today, meanwhile, live from Buckingham Palace, all hail King Sausage Fingers the Third. God save the ting. And there he is, outside Buckingham Palace, which does resemble the Nuremberg Hitler rallies, but it's not. It's outside Buckingham Palace today. Okay, so I posted some pictures. So get over the community tab and I'll keep you updated. And I will post the links, these links here for Flat Earth British coming to America. Please attend. Please come and see me and make this tour happen. Got to kick it off somewhere. So this is what we're doing. And we're going to be here near the center of Houston. Okay, which I'm super duper looking forward to. And you can get on here. Okay, AKX Errants there. Shall it be? It's associated, and you can ask questions and all the rest. It's a website for a build up to it, and I will be involved in it too. Does that sound good? You know it. Okay, then. So that's what's happening. I'm going to be back soon. I got Flat Earth's Got Talent to get on with. This week's been really busy. Interviewed Saul, interviewed a renowned nuclear physicist, Tom Campbell, which was unbelievable. I totally enjoyed that. So did have a sneaking suspicion that I would, weirdly, which is strange. So next thing to do now is kicking Professor Dave's head. What do you think? Peel his head back and look inside and see what terrible things are going on in there. So you can change our man from an ugly duckling into a beautiful swan. Think that can happen? We'll try. We'll try somewhere along the line. Machiavelli. Aquariani. I can't even say that. Aquarian. Good to see you. We need the anthem for Tartaria. I've got it. Wrote it. It's in my Brian. Tartaria. It's so farfaria. Right, you can add to that because there's not many words that rhyme with Tartaria. Splataria. I'm trying to think of dirty words, and then are coming. Market the silver. Liddy, we love you. Not mine, Maz. Yeah, let's get on my Maz. In fact, me and my son were discussing what would be good is if they plant trees on the moon. That'd be good. Yeah, because have the green and pretty moon in the nights. Wouldn't that be lovely? So plant trees on the moon. Plant trees on Mars. Well, I'll see them because it's only a red dot, isn't it? Yeah, green up the fucking moon, guys. Get on with it. Already. Yeah? Okay. So I'm just checking my paperwork in case I've forgotten anything essential. Fantastic, Orange. Good. Keep you happy, Glenage. Hippie shake. Everything has to be beautiful. Everything is beautiful in its own way. Everything is beautiful. Don't do that, man. 16 for Lizzo. So camp. What the German army? Well, they had Hugo Boss design their uniforms, didn't he? And it's like basically crushed it on the uniforms, didn't it? But yeah, it did proper camp them up a bit, didn't it? So, did you watch any of the coronation? No, of course you not. Never, because that would be really, really weird. But you wouldn't go to the local. Where we go? We're going to the local Hitler rally. Oh, come on then, let's wave a flag. You're not going to do that, are you? Come, that's good to see you. It's basically what it is. They're all mind control victims, aren't they? Outer space. Look at old videos from India. They had tons of old tech buildings. Yeah, we do. It's good. Get on my Tartarian channel. I've got 1,000 videos on there. I've been showing this stuff for donkey's years. You wouldn't believe how many millions of images I've put up. You really wouldn't. Heal inside. We heal the outside world. What about the children? Well, they're ankle biters. They're really annoying. You shouldn't really have them. Okay? But then we become extinct. But oh man. Fucking annoying as shit, yeah? Fucking once all the fucking time, making fucking nice. Oh, God, fuck all that. And then the worry, then, when you grow up. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, David, well, it's probably, that's part of the setup as well, isn't it? I reckon. Reproducing. So seems a bit weird. Just say it. It might be just me, I don't know. That's why they wore hats. Men with hats, yeah? Safety dance. Brilliant song, okay? You can dance if you want to. It's a reset song. Actually, they talk about hidden lands. It's a classic song. Another song about hidden lands, Where No Cars Go. No Cars Go, Arcade Fire. Fantastic band from Toronto. Really like Arcade Fire. Okay, Captain Fantastic, you said you were going to come and meet us. Maybe I read that wrong, but I'm just going to say, Fantastic. Randomly try to flat smack the public since I moved to the East Coast. Yeah, you can't help yourself, can you, India? You see me try not to flat smack famous physicist. I did say the rocket's like, you know, when you're going up and back down again. Basically, they do, and you can't get up high enough. But I didn't want to go there. Okay. Dragon Sage, good to see you, bro. So share this out. I'm going to be diving off now. It's going on for like fucking nearly 4 hours, guys. My stomach is telling me I need food. I need cuppa. Thank you for popping by. I hope you enjoyed all the juicage. Pretty juicy there today. All of the meltage. And FEB. My little heaven. Township. FEB. Gebama. FEB. Scatterbrain. Went to France to see Paris sites. Good for you. FB's going to America or coming to America, not like Prince Hakeem, not like Crocodile Dundee, like Flat Earth British Ledge. Okay, bringing that love and that Flat Earth British, you know, got that Flat Earth British atmosphere, you know, that like Flat Earth Britishness. I'm going to bring that with me. Okay, and it'll overspill. Peanut butter sandwich. No, I had peanut butter on toast earlier, Dean. You can't just live on peanut butter, mate. You are what you eat or turn into peanut butter. Although I do live sort of on peanut butter. But that's all right, because peanut butter's fucking wicked. Okay, dry roasted peanuts and peanut butter are my staple diet, by the way. Oh, and I'm getting used to it. I probably haven't got this in Mexico. But this is not product placement, by the way. It's Texan-style barbecue snacks. Yeah, they probably burn your mouth off. They're like these little beans and shit. But Charles said they haven't got them in Texas. They don't even know what they are. Yeah. So I'm going to mention to them now in a minute. Get a nice cup of coffee for them. Hope you enjoy my Ladybird books. They're good, aren't they? Good for Christmas reading. Okay. So hope you enjoyed my Saturday night. Hope you enjoyed the week and all the interviews and all the fantastic that's been going on lately. Come and meet me. I'm going to be keeping on like all week. For weeks. Stay flat. Is there any other way to be? BQ. I don't like barbecue beans. They're fucking rank. No. Oh, no. No, dry roasted peanuts. FEB is growing. No, I'm not going global. Okay, I'm not going global. It's not a globe. You do know. Steve Rossi, you do know I'm flat earth British, don't you? Just wondered. It's just like all over my channel and that. King Charles Sausage Fingers discusses, I think they assume me it's because it's water retention because of alcohol. On a pissing me. All he was happy as fuck. He just wanted to get it over with. All he's happy for is he's got his hands on the fucking guns. I mean, he's got an army now. He's like, yes, I got all my fucking army back. Now it's going to be a war because the king, like, he can like declare war on somebody who we're going to have a war with. There's no one to have a war with. Is a kind of war with China, so with Russia. So it'll be China. The axis of Charles. It will be Charles and Taiwan taking on the whole of Chinese empire. Love you, bud. See you soon. Thank you, Nathan. Make sure to share this out. Martin is going supersonic. Well, hopefully my pyrons, Cheryl, get too all hot and flustered. I've got a lot of energies, you know, and don't like explode. And I don't like, you know, internally combust and just ends up my boots on the floor with smoke smoldering out of them. Because that's the way I feel. You're always enjoyable. As you know, Missy, love you. Thank you so much. JT, love you. Thank you so much. All my gang. Enrique, Joy, yay. You've been with me so long. Through thick and through thin. I'm the best. Oh my. Dreading knowledge, peanuts, but yeah, I knew Beth likes peanut butter. Not me. With bananas, oh my bananas, gotta get more. Kill my last banana earlier. Truth, love to all from David. Okay, so we'll echo that. Truth, love to all. That's where the hippie movement fucked up. They had like love and peace, but they had no truth going on with it. It was a epic night. Oh, good. Thanks, Misty World. I trust your judgment. British bankers stuff in it. Oh, bankers. That's why bankers rhymes with wankers, Lizzo. Did you know that? Mud dancing is not safer. My mother's seen naked wrestling in mud in Hamburg, and I went looking for that same club. I couldn't find it. It's on the Raper band somewhere. I seen naked mud wrestling. So, yeah. I'm still young. I expect the Raper band's changed since I was a boy, though, in Hamburg. You know, back in the day. Not for your years. Oh my ghosts. Love and pink heart shape. Love and everything else. Love. Okay, Valerie Parks, we love you. We love you very much. Gregory. Oh, Gregory Francis. Jesus on toast. If I did have Jesus on toast, I would eat it. I would eat all of it. I would be holy bread. Okay, so. I had Jesus on a rich tea biscuit, but fucking left it in the tea too long and it got soggy, fell in. So I tried to spoon it out. All I got was crown of thorns. My little heaven. This is my little heaven. This is my church. This is where I heal my hurts. Yeah, I never thought that up. That was faithless. Just think it's good. And he's dead. He died recently. And he was pretty cool, faithless guy, wasn't he? Crowded House song. Martin revealed. Reset song. Crowded House. Yeah. It's only natural. Watch it after this vlog. It tells you everything about the reset in It's Only Natural by Crowded House. It's good. It's fantastic. Get listen to it. It's brilliant. Then a bit of David Gray. Yeah. Sail Away. Don't cry. Don't cry, David Gray. Babylon. David Gray. But listen to Dead in the Water now. So Jilly is in the house. Hi, Jilly, lovely. I've linked up the site because I thought I had for the last 2 weeks because I've been too discombobulated by all the things that are going on. I forgot, but I linked it up today. So get over to Jilly's, get some CBD on your Gregory Peck instead of fucking off down to the shops and buying pharmaceuticals because it's not good. Pharmaceuticals. It's not safe to dance on ice. No, it's not safe to dance on ice. You could fall through and get your toes cold. That's a wise move. Wise words. Safety dance. Yeah, I listen to that as well. Okay, there's your music for later when I go, which is any second now. Okay. So love you all. Be back very soon. And soon I will be doing flatter days from America, which will be very interesting. And I'll be carrying on with all my juice and doing some sort of tour. So make sure to come and meet me. Tickets linked up, descriptions box, tickets below, and I will link them up in my community page and everywhere else. Hi Azar, what's happening, bro? Yeah, I read your comment about your problems, about with the channels and people got different ideas about life, bro. Different worldviews, isn't it? Stay calm, don't worry. Love you all, says Machiavelli, guys. Loves you all, fellow crazies. That goes too fast. I know, nearly 4 hours is like fucking 10 minutes. It's mad. Thank you for that video, India. That was really cool of you. And really cool. Really cool. Okay. I gotta get going. Wales is not a country, it's a principality, the Prince of Wales. Robert, I wouldn't come and say that in Wales if I were you, brother. Not out loud. It is a principality, but it's a country. Yeah. No, actually, countries are countries or countries. Countries. It tells you in the title. But no. Don't tell me. Don't tell people Irish people they in a country, bro. Fucking hell. Boogie Yugi, yeah. So okay, and listen to Bill Casey and the Sunshine Bands. Cheer yourselves up if all of this made you really miserable. Oh, thanks, Hippie Shake. She's linking up employment. There you are. Offer from Germany, Berlin. Thanks. Oh, aloha. Do you say that in Germany? Sky dancers, sky clappers. Safe. Okay, I gotta get going. My brain's starting to fudge now. Hope you enjoyed my plasma reset video and all the good news. Tell me what you think in comments, and hopefully some of the crew over there. I'll see you soon. What do you think? I'll see you soon. Be good.